Good evening, everyone. Welcome to PWOnlyIAS Current Affairs Batch for Pinnacle, Titan, and for the YouTube community. Please confirm whether the audio and video is clear. Good evening, Anushri, Suman, Sarika, Amit, Akash, Pinky, Abhinaya, Noorjahan, Lekhana, Harshita. Good evening. How to change the password? Because I read other things. Okay. Good evening. Good evening. Perspective to see things differently. Yogesh, I will address that question towards the end of the class. Please bear with me till then. I'm fantastic, getting better. Yuvraj, Banking, Kannadatti, Yogesh Gupta, Pensi, Shyama Bidami, Rishi Pandey, Amarkant Kumar, Nirupama Nandi, Ravan Kumar, Bharat Rajput, Chaitra, Aradhya Singh, Sajid, Ravi Handral, Malli Mahesh. All right, Shamsher, Viren Rathod. Good evening to one and all. So let's look at the topics today. Labour Code, Supreme Court and digital media, disciplinary action, One Nation, One Election, protection for differently abled, Kerala disaster relief, Goa Tiger Reserve, plastic pollution, Kerala population, CISF and Parliament, SIM binding, defense readiness, cyclone relief to Sri Lanka, uranium in breast milk, secret to a long life, Oramine, using AI in disease detection, shipping industry, iron scrap, GDP calculation, text ramps, and Samudrayan. So let us look into these one by one. Last week, one of the major changes, one of the most important effective changes to happen in the country, probably after the GST code, was implementation of these 4 new labor codes. Now, these labor codes' main highlight is that it is actually going to cover the informal sector, especially the platform workers and the gig workers. So basically here the idea is that a minimal wage will be set up for the entire country. A minimal wage will be set up, and now beyond that, below that, you cannot actually hire anybody, or you shouldn't pay salary below that level. But as you can clearly see, what should be this minimum wage? Because sector to sector, the minimum wage will vary. So this is something where you have to take even states into consideration. You have to take the states into confidence. You should discuss it with them. You should find out, because city to city, the rates may vary. Got the picture here? So it is not going to be very easy to define what will be excuse me, a minimum floor rate here. Floor rate here. Floor rate means the rate below which you're not supposed to pay anything, be it salary, be it a price, whatever. All right. So that is the idea. Very quickly, let us see it. 4 labor codes have been implemented on November 21st, 2025. To consolidate 29 laws based on Second National Commission on Labour and Consultations from 2015 to 2019. India has 643 million workers, 16.83 crore jobs have been created, unemployment fell from 6 to 3.2%. Large informal workforce, universal minimum wage, national floor wage, appointment letters, timely wages, a 48-hour week, beyond which if a person is working, you have to pay them extra money, stronger safety committees, and health checkups also has to be implemented. So these are some of the things that are being implemented there. Social security coverage has been extended to unorganized sector, gig and platform workers. This gig and platform workers simply means gig, that is temporary work, not permanent, only for that particular time. It's almost like a freelancing job. Platform workers, when you talk about, we are basically talking about almost all the e-commerce platforms out there. Amazon, Swiggy, Zomato, Big Basket, everything. A universal employee state insurance, simplified employees provident fund, construction cess reform, national social security fund. Now these are all changes that have been brought, or law suggestions. ground level how these will get implemented, we will have to wait and watch. That simply means, okay, labor codes have been made, combining different laws, etc. We have made 4 labor codes. But this is not the last time that we are going to see this current affair. The practical application of it or the challenges involved in the practically applying these laws, we will have to wait and watch. Till then, wait. Getting the point here, people? Now coming to, compliance means you will have a single registration, a single license, single return, uniform definition of wages, decriminalization of minor offenses, algorithm-based inspections. That means decriminalization means, say earlier if you were not providing the salary on time, or let us say you didn't provide increment on time, or you did not give the employee his or her benefits on time, it could lead to jail. Now it is just a matter of paying a fine. Alright, so many things have been changed here where it is beneficial for the employees, yes, but it is also beneficial for the corporates also, because now you are having a clarity. But the $1 million question here is, see in India if you actually see, MSMEs are too many we have. Micro, small and medium sector enterprises. MSMEs which are still in a growing stage, they will struggle to actually keep up with these latest reforms. Classic example of that is the crisis what we saw last few days in the aviation sector. So government or the DGCA, Directorate General of Civil Aviation, thinking that okay, let us bring in certain rules and regulations so that the crew, cabin crew, including the pilot, the air hostess, they all have proper rest periods. They made a certain set of laws. And this I think was brought in from June onwards. And Indigo Airlines was given enough time. You take your own time, in phases, you implement the changes. But what happened by then? Vacation season came, flights are too many, crew is very less in number. Indigo, on its side, what is the blunder that they did? They did to actually maintain their high profit level. They ensured that they are hiring very limited number of people. So always it was a thin, stretch it had. Thin stretch in the sense, the crew was tightly stretched out. One flight lands, immediately they come out, they go into the next flight. Like that it was. So occasionally earlier, if you would have noticed, you would have seen all these videos coming up in social media where, passengers are telling why the flight is delayed, this, that, etc. Occasional it was. But when the vacation season came, what happened? Too many flights and too many cancellation. And that is when even entire India realized two things here. Indigo, Air India. These are the only two major carriers we have. So yesterday, even when I was supposed to be at Hyderabad yesterday. So I reached at the airport, 7 hours, almost 5 o'clock I left home. 1:30 or something, I left the airport. Because till then, Indigo was not giving any clarification whether my flight will take off or not. At 12:30, the last time that they showed was 12:15. 12:15, estimated time of departure. But till 1:30, they had not updated even the screen or anything, the time or anything. That added to the trouble. Either you tell to the passengers already, see all the flights are cancelled, only these flights are there. That also they didn't do. One more blunder what they did in between that was, so passengers who came, they checked in their baggage. Then they entered into the security area and then they came to the gate. Now then they are knowing that flight is delayed indiscriminately. Now I want to go back. Not possible. Because you have checked in your luggage, right? For that there is a separate process is there. Until and unless company cancels the flight, you won't get your baggage. The entire Bengaluru International Airport, Terminal 1, was literally looking like a bus stand. People were lying on the ground. People were, sleeping here and there. In between one side, in one gate, there were around 200 or 300 people. They were all, shouting at the top of their voice. Can't blame them. Because they were telling, down, down, Indigo, down, down, Indigo. So it was like total cacophony and commotion at the airport. Bringing rules and regulations is one thing, but practically will you be able to implement it is the next $1 million question. Because understand one thing here, we are bringing this law when? We are bringing this law when world economy is actually down. Entire world economy is down. World over, people are wanting to come to Asia or come to China and do business, the main reason is what? Or why is it that other companies want to come to India and hire our IT services? Cheap labor. That is the main reason. Understood? You're trying to protect the labor laws, you're trying to protect the labor's rights, you're trying to protect the rights of the informal sector. All that is understood. But when you're trying to do all these protection, the next $1,000,000 question is, so when you enhance your labor rights, have you developed the manufacturing sector to that level which can produce products at a cheaper rate? Or have you improved in your technology where you can actually, save time, save money, and bring out things in a jiffy? None of that has happened. So without improving on your manufacturing, without improving on your technology, you are enhancing the labor right. That only means that your labor costs are going to go up. Labor costs going up automatically means your products will become costlier. Already Indian exports are suffering thanks to Mr. Trump. Now with this, whether this is going to become practically possible and when, we will have to wait and watch. Weekly current affair or compilation? I didn't understand. Every current affair becomes useful. Got the point here? Pinky, understand aviation industry is not easy to maintain. One of the biggest drawback with the aviation industry itself is that ATF, aviation turbine fuel. It is damn costly. Too damn costly. Almost, if I remember it from my memory, I'm telling you, more than 50% of the total cost goes into this ATF itself. For purchasing that fuel itself, it will go. So that is why in flights like Indigo, those of you who have traveled, you will know that they will only provide sandwich. That cold sandwich they will give. And then those small snack bag. One kettle they will have to mix, basically pour water, mix that coffee, instant powder, stir it and give it. Why? What have they done? Why are they not serving paneer or biryani or pulao or anything? Because for that you will need an oven. You will need other containers also. So they saved on weight by removing all those items. And by removing all those items, one more thing what they have done is what? So weight is saved. Weight saved is fuel saved. In addition to that, those who have traveled or those who have been traveling in flight since the last 5 or 10 years, you will have observed earlier near that emergency exit area, you used to have very good leg space. Like literally, very good leg space was there. There now they have squeezed one more set of seat. One extra set of seat also they have secured over there. The concept today is that to put in maximum passengers as possible. One gentleman from USA, he even suggested the idea, why shouldn't we take in passengers? When the seats are filled, we will keep an option for passengers who want to stand and travel in an aeroplane. He suggested that we will charge a lesser rate for them. What is wrong in it? That is what he had questioned. The reality is, it is no more a very lucrative business. Got the point here? Gig and platform workers rising from 1 crore to 2.35 crore. Participation of women workers is 32.8%. Enhanced equal pay, maternity benefits, social protection, night work allowed with consent and safeguards. So the idea here is to help women also should take part about it. Should take part in it. All right, women also should be a part of it. So women also can take part in night time jobs. All right. But then you should give them security. You should ensure that there is a separate bathroom for women, all of that. In addition to this, Karnataka government has passed a law whereby which for all the Karnataka state government employees as well as the women who are working in private sector, women working in state, under state government and private sector, they are entitled to 1 day leave in a month for their periods. So total idea, if you look at it, it is always to ensure, okay, women are protected, women are treated equally, women also get better pay, all that. But because of this maternity clause, and in states like Karnataka, where for period leave also you will get, the chances that women may be actually hired will be very, very less. Got the point here? Trade union is demanding its withdrawal. They say protections are diluted. Hire and fire has expanded. Collective bargaining weakened. Collective bargaining simply means you can actually, coming together and bargaining for something. Mr. Gangster, I am one YV. Stop being a selfish dash and dash. Don't spam the chat section. Alright, let me cover the topics here. Still not in place in companies bill is passed. Correct. The collective bargaining is weakened. Alright. Means it is like perform or perish. You perform really well, you will stay in the company. You don't perform, you're thrown out. 32 states and union territories published draft rules by July 2025. West Bengal and Lakshadweep. None. Center blames state delays. Getting the point here? This is the idea. So we will have to wait. Still more things come. Supreme Court and digital media. The Supreme Court is basically asking, in this article, Supreme Court is basically asking the government, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, for guidelines to protect people from obscene, perverse and anti-national or harmful online content. I wish I could have. Karne do. I mean, people somehow they have to show what is their upbringing and what is their culture. Can't help it. YouTube is one such area. That is the reason why Supreme Court is also coming up with such things. See, one of the major problem today, people are telling that, okay, Article 21 will get affected. What is that latest controversial app from the side of the government of India? That latest app, can anybody tell me what is its name? Please, I don't want your sorry. Your behavior as well as your apology, both are unwarranted and unsolicited. I'll tell you that much. And I'll tell you one more thing. I don't know whether you believe in this energy wala stuff. If you irritate 1,000 people and that 1,000 people are going on telling, Arey, what behavior? Okay. That negativity is enough for you to experience bad luck in your life. What is your good luck or bad luck is nothing but how other people feels about you. Understand that. Sanchar Sati. Very good. The Sanchar Sati, now what is the thing here? Sanchar Sati, government argument is that Sanchar Sati, government, what are they telling? Government is telling, see, if you install this app, you will get alerts when you are about to, if you get a call, a prank call, or you are getting a fake call, spammers, all these alerts you will get. That is what government is telling. So, government's logic is, this will help in reducing fraudulent activities. Because you can trace and track people a little more easily. Counter argument given by opposition as well as by many sections of the media, this is nothing but snooping. Snooping means what? Government will be literally interfering over whatever data or messages you're sending. Now, the $1 million question that I want to ask you, all of you here is, do you really think that your Instagram and your Facebook or even your WhatsApp, okay, WhatsApp, maybe it is safe, we don't know. All these are currently not being monitored by the government. Does any one of you think that all these social media platforms are not at all being monitored by the government? Anybody? Correct? We can all agree on that. Few months back, if you remember, Karnataka government had actually issued, I'm going on taking the example of Karnataka, that is the only reason, because two incidents happened here, that is the reason. Karnataka government basically issued an SGST, state GST, Notice they started sending to almost all the vendors. All right, all the vendors in Karnataka, asking them to pay their SGST, state GST. The vendors were like, no, 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 we won't pay, we won't pay. Siddaramaiah, the chief minister, told, okay, now you don't pay, but get yourself registered under GST. Next time you will have to pay. Now, how is it that the government came to know that these are the vendors who have made so much of profit in this year, and this is what the money that they are supposed to pay? Because the bank account and the UPI transactions were being monitored. Simple. It is a no-brainer. It is easy. It is as simple as that. So it is no more a difficult thing to track things down. As far as India is concerned, should we have a Sanchar Sati or not? Absolutely yes. People have installed Truecaller. Truecaller taking over their, accessing their contact list or accessing their messages. Nobody has an issue. Who is the owner of it? What are they doing with our data? We have no idea. But then when a government related website comes, then immediately we are like, oh my God, government is taking away our fundamental right. If government really wants to snoop over you, they can do it at any point of time. Bottom line is that. Why? Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. They will get to know who is consuming what, where, what, when. It is easy. Main purpose behind this is reducing the fraud. Because as the data says, year on year, it's like, give or take, there is a 300% increase year on year as far as cyber crimes are concerned. Educated people are also becoming victims of it. Not just honey trapping I'm talking about, I'm also talking about the digital arrest, or even, money going away. Suddenly when you look at your own account, money is going away. Getting the point here? So these are the things. So this is the simple thing. So installing this is not a big deal here. Now, next point again is, what about the privacy then? What about right to privacy? That comes under Article 21, the famous Puttaswamy judgment. Now, this is something which everybody, even Hindu also, will start running articles tomorrow telling Puttaswamy, oh my God, Puttaswamy judgment. They will also start. But the reality is, after Puttaswamy judgment, another observation was made by the Supreme Court. And what was that observation? The observation had happened when the whole Pegasus spy software issue had happened. So apparently Pegasus is a software built by Israeli agencies, which was apparently being used by the government of India to spy on WhatsApp messages of certain individuals. Supreme Court appointed a committee to investigate whether these things are true or not. Supreme Court made certain findings which have not been made public. What Supreme Court said was, you give us a request. That is, let us say I am giving a request. If I give a request and ask that, is my name or my number, is it there under this? Is it there in this phone list? My name and my number, is it there in those lists? Supreme Court will look into it and Supreme Court will say yes or no. That is all that Supreme Court said. So whether Pegasus was used or not used, concretely enough, we don't have any data to say yes or no. But the interesting observation that was made by the Supreme Court was, what is wrong in using a spy software for matters of national security or internal security? In other words, Supreme Court made it very, very clear that when it comes to internal matters of internal security, will stand one step ahead than your fundamental rights. Edu lovers, don't keep giving blind statements like that. Which, give me one example where government website was hacked. I'm not telling it was never hacked, but data compromise and all, it is a rare event. We have Indian Cybercrime Coordination Center. We have cyber portals are there. Multiple platforms are working there today to protect all these data, to protect the critical infrastructure related data. So to make such statements, anybody can hack the server and take away all the data. Show me one example where it has happened. The last example where it had happened was in All India Institute of Medical Science, where you did have a ransomware attack was there during that Corona time period. A ransomware attack was there. But other than that, we don't have any official data to really show that, okay, all the data got, got leaked or it went out. The reality is that when you don't have the data secured in any one place, then there is a greater chance. In other words, if government has taken your data, government will protect it. Government has the responsibility to protect it. Why government has the responsibility? Because of Digital Personal Data Protection Bill, DPDP bill. Many provisions of it will come into effect from 26, some of it will 27. The government has the responsibility to protect it if they take our data. Got the point here? That is not so easy. Coming back to the Pegasus issue now. So here basically Supreme Court made the clarity that there is nothing wrong in using a spy software if it is a matter of internal security. And with things like new challenges like white-collared terrorism coming into picture, you cannot expect, how are you expecting government to stop a terror attack? How are you expecting government to stop? Because these type of attacks, white-collar terrorism, or even what we call in terrorism as lone wolf attack. Lone wolf attack means solo. You watch certain stupid videos, you get indoctrinated, you go and kill random people. You are only buying the material, you are only finding out how to kill, etc. Be it a bomb, be it whatever. How will the government stop it? How are you expecting government to know through some sixth sense, or what we call in Malayalam, Trigala Jnana? How will you know? So if I know that, okay, there are 100 vehicles going to cross over a region, in that one vehicle is carrying a bomb, what to do? I have no other choice other than stopping all those 100 vehicles at the checkpost and start searching each one of them. If I don't have anything to hide, I have no issues in opening my car and showing it to the security forces. Check. That is the bottom line. And as far as this, oh my God, my private photos and those things, basically, if you have stored any data like that in your phone, it will get leaked out. It can be accessed by anybody. That is the bottom line. So there is no doubt about the fact that we are moving into a world of digital surveillance, because today, more than in the real world, people are living in the digital world. So digital world needs monitoring. In this regard, Supreme Court made one more question was asked by the Supreme Court. Why can't you make CBI in charge of cyber crimes? Because for NIA is there to deal with terrorism, ED is there to deal with money laundering. This is the question that Supreme Court has asked. Central Bureau of Investigation, why don't you give it to them? So very, very important questions here. Similarly, Supreme Court again has asked the same thing only over here also, like to protect the people from online perverse content or harassment, etc. Whatever be it. Like I have shown you in this chat section is a clear evidence for it. Clear evidence for some people misbehaving here. Correct. What they think, in the chat section I can say anything that I want. It is not that. I can track you down. It is easy. Still, I will be able to track you down. But I will know finally that the person will be some Chintu or Tintu sitting in some remote part of the country, in a one bedroom or whatever, in a small house. Throwing him into jail, what am I going to fetch? Nothing. He won't even be able to apply for a passport later. Nobody will even make him a security guard. He won't even be able to become a delivery boy or even a Ola Uber driver. One case is enough. One cyber case is enough. 3 to 5 years guaranteed inside. All I have to do is, oh my God, he's harassing me. That's it, finished. It's done. Game over. So So that is the reality here. That is the reason why Supreme Court is asking, like, why don't you create something so that you can protect people from obscene, perverse, anti-national or harmful online content. Suggested impartial authority independent of broadcasters and government. Harmful content goes viral before takedown. Adult warnings are inadequate. That is the point. In fact, what is the reason behind when you ask actually these chomus, these Amul babies, why did you comment like that? Why did you abuse that particular person like this? The answer will be the same. For likes. Because they are actually thinking it is funny. It is funny to abuse. It is funny to use a cuss word, like a bad word. They think it is funny and they are expecting. They'll literally revisit their own comment just to see how many likes I have got. The obsession with likes, that is the main reason here. Other content, what they are talking about, obscene, perverse content, etc., what is being circulated or passed, that is to an extent there is money involved. Money is involved, like uploading a pornographic clip into a pornographic website. Got the point here? EduLover, you did not say anything wrong. You did not say anything wrong. My point of telling it to you, whether you know any instance like that, was only so that you think objectively. Once when you keep getting these forwards or these news channels, what they do, like sensationalization, the point here is always ask for fact. What is the fact? Where is the evidence? That is the point. Clear? Yes. Certain etc. See, certain etc. are meant for protecting our softwares, protecting our critical infrastructure. They cannot actually stop. Let us say some guy. Okay, he was with his lover. Now she couldn't. He is only good as a lover. He drinks. He smokes. He's unemployed. So the girl, after spending 3-4 years going on waiting for him, she finally felt that this guy is not at all serious about his life. Nice proposal came home. Her parents also told, please listen to us. Don't marry that boyfriend of yours. He's good for nothing. She decides, okay, let me think about my own life. Now what does our Ashik do? Our Ashik starts releasing all these photos and intimate videos into what? Into the internet. How do you stop that? Because by the time those videos are released, it gets circulated, the female's family realizes it, they go to the cyber team and complains it. Easily damage would have been done. Government can still take it down, that is there, but it will take time. That is the reason why Supreme Court asked, why don't you create some agency or a unit for it exclusively to block such content immediately? This is the idea. Absolutely. Correct, Shanu. Correct. Why government is using this spy software? Why do certain directives still happening? Aspirant, please understand. Like what an NSG commando told, I will tell you. You look into the last 9 years or the newspapers from 2014 onwards. You will see plenty of small snippet news where terror attack foiled, these many people arrested, that many people arrested. Multiple are there. But like I told you, in a close circle, you are using a certain, you're not using WhatsApp, you're not using Telegram, you are using some third party or some other online platform to interact. It is difficult for the government agencies. Government agencies always should secure 100 out of 100 what success rate. Terrorist needs to succeed only once. That one attack is enough. Got the point here? That one attack is enough. This is the reality. So it is not at all easy being in government and actually trying to stop all these terror attacks. And interestingly enough, this terror attack actually got foiled. It was like neck to neck. Agencies were behind this fellow. He panicked, took the car and he didn't know what to do. Apparently, it was not a planned bomb blast. Something else triggered it. That is what the agencies are telling. It is not that he had planned to trigger it. Maybe he had planned to like dump the car somewhere with the explosives. We don't know what it was. But it was not a planned attack. It was something done out of haste. One suggestion again is Aadhaar based age verification suggested. This is something which European Union as well as Australia has adopted. That is, if you have to use social media, your age verification has to be done. Now, automatically, when you put your Aadhaar next time, what happens? I can track you down, trace you down. So, if you put a stupid comment also, and if somebody files a complaint against you, you will be tracked down. European Union is doing this. Australia is doing this. Pretty soon, I think even in US also this rule will come. That is only if you are above a certain age. In Europe, it is 16. You have to be above the age of 16 to actually access social media. Got the picture here? It is necessary because everything we have a age is there. 18 is the age to vote. 18 is the age to drive a car, etc. So similarly, social media also needs that sort of responsibility. Just because it is internet and it is free, anybody can use it. That shouldn't be the case. Clear, people? Current remedy limits take easily 24 hours minimum, but damage would have already been done. Court wants deterrence, not censorship. Speed of response is key. The court here wants deterrence, not that you will take down even free speech, expression, etc. Court wants things to be taken down on time. As usual, civil society is like, okay, what do you mean by anti-national term is vague? Guidelines are needed, consultation is needed. Civil society groups are like, no, what do you mean by anti-national activities? Please define it clearly. Anti-national means anything against the nation. It is as simple as that. For example, against the pollution, you are conducting a strike in Delhi. Makes sense. Good. Wonderful. But then whom are you quoting? A wanted Naxalite who was killed by the security forces. You are quoting him while you are conducting your protest. You protest if you want. But if you are going to quote terrorists over there, that is as if terrorists were doing something great for the country, then brother, you are in for trouble. That is what it simply means. I did not understand that question of yours, Arihar Sudan. Explain it. Disciplinary action. Disciplinary action involves an action taken against an IAS officer for actually making comments against the Brahmin community. So he has been asked under Rule 3 Subclause 1 and Rule 3 Subclause 2 B12 of All India Service Conduct. Disciplinary action. He has been asked why disciplinary action shouldn't be taken against him, and he has been asked to give his explanation in writing within 7 days. What will happen if someone of another country do bad comments on any social media app? Another country, see, that is the point, right? If it is another country, at least we will get to know. Neha, that is the point. Simply say, simple example again. In Twitter, once they started showing the location of the people who are commenting, all those, what is it, Bharat Kumar, this Yadav, that Yadav, this Ramesh, this Singh, everybody now suddenly what? Their locations are showing as South Asia, not India anymore. Not India anymore. That is, these were all proxy accounts, or who knows, not even a human being. This could have been what, bots. Got the point here? I must say you are an egoistic and arrogant person. Thank you very much. Won't be the first time I'm hearing it and won't be the last. You seriously think if you comment like that, I'm going to get worried? I'm going to hit 40 in another 2 years. Do I really look like a guy who is worried about actually what people think about me? All the very best to you, madam or sir, whoever you are. I mean, who knows whether that is your original name also. One nation, one election. Here, so one nation, one election, basically a question was asked. Say, for example, now, 2026 now, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and even West Bengal, I think, will be going into election. All right. Let us say from 2029, we are implementing one nation, one election. So that means Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and West Bengal, whichever new government forms over there, they will only get what? They will only get 3 years. So the question that was asked was they are only getting 3 years now if it is implemented, correct? I mean, this is the hypothetical scenario. If in 2029 one nation, one election is implemented, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, West Bengal will only have 3 years, correct? But what the Parliamentary Standing Committee is asking is, that is against the Constitution, because Constitution says 5 years term should be there for 5 years term should be there for what? For a legislative assembly. 5 years. That is written in the Constitution, it is against it. But the government basically gave a reply. It is not a part of the basic structure. Because earlier also, when the emergency time period was going on, that time, the length of the parliament was stretched, length of certain legislative assemblies was stretched. So it is not actually part of the basic structure, reducing the time period. Number 2 is obviously, if the governments in Tamil Nadu, Kerala, West Bengal, in the first 3 years, if they have ruled properly, automatically in 2029, when you keep an election, again they will win. So it is not a big deal. But we will have to wait and watch. Got the point here? You will have to wait and watch. Mr. Aspirant girl, please wait. Alright, let me finish this current affairs first. Then we will indulge in the topics related questions and queries. As of now, please stick to the topics here. Are you can do it. Just start loving yourself very, very well. It's very, very important. Trust me, none of us do that. None of us do that in Indian society. We actually live our life for other people. We live thinking, if I do this, people will stop saying that. If I do that, people will stop saying this. Nothing. It'll keep happening. So the only way they will stop doing that is, number 1, either you should be in that position of power where they are a little scared of you. Number 2, you should have money with you. So they will stop telling bad things about you, because they know that, okay, something, if he gives us something also, that thought. Third thing, they are literally scared of you. What will come from your mouth? My category. So if I go to a function, all I have to do is this. If I hear anything which I don't like, one stare, enough. So you have that Khadoos attitude. If you develop from beginning, people will keep their distance. People will think that, oh my God, this fellow will get angry, he will say something. Good. Maintain. Simple. It is not so difficult. It is easy. All right. Curtailment. One-time curtailment is permissible. Earlier changes were made in 42nd and 44th Amendment. That is what I am telling you. 42nd Amendment actually allowed that. Allowed basically for increasing the tenure. 44th Amendment corrected it. So basically they are telling that this increasing or decreasing beyond 5 years, it is not sacrosanct. It is not something part of the basic structure. Getting the point? This is the idea. What bad message? If a tile is broken or if there are yellow stains, what is the big deal? Who is going to think? See, understand one thing basically. Anything in social media is nothing but a storm in a teacup. And for all the guys out there, let me tell you, let me be very, very frank. Even a laughing smiley, if you put it in a comment section, and if a woman complains against you, you are done. You are done. By the time you take a screenshot of it, go to court, prove it this, prove it that, your life will be ruined. Do that. See, it is not that you will get immediately capital punishment. But the fact of the matter is, by the time you actually get it proven that you didn't do anything, it was just a harmless smiley, it was, easily 1 or 2 years of your life is screwed up. And the fact of the matter is, how will the case be portrayed? Harassment. Some media will say sexual harassment. Your family members, other than your father and mother and maybe your siblings, everybody will say he's a very bad boy, talks very badly to girls. He has some rape case also on him. What was the case actually? You put a laughing smiley at some stupid video, but involving a woman. Now gone. Your reputation is gone. So be extra careful. When a woman files a complaint, law stands with the woman. Sir, isn't this right to? I know, right to equality, right to that, all that is nice to hear. But that is how the current laws are. So before putting up anything, see who the person is. Females video, skip the video. Or I would basically say, don't even watch any videos. Go to YouTube, watch some baby videos, watch some animal videos and sit and laugh. That's enough. Don't comment on anybody, anything. Especially if it is a woman. You are in for trouble. Protection for differently abled. So, for SC and ST, that is Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribe, there is an act, Prevention of Atrocities Act. The Supreme Court basically asked the central government, why can't you pass a similar law for differently abled people? As usual, that gentleman, in the name of comedy, always he will utter garbage. And I'm talking about Mr. Sameerana. See, I will quote Javed Akhtar here. Chilli using foul words or foul language in the name of comedy is almost like adding chili to bland food. When your food is not having any taste, or adding some taste into it, people will throw chili into it so that some spice is there. Similarly, when your joke is totally bland, what do? You add cuss words and adult content into it so as to somehow make it funny. So Samir Rana apparently made a very insensitive comment about a differently abled child. Court did not punish them, spared the offenders, but reminded them of civic responsibility and harm of online abuse. This is the reality. Correct? Clear? Is preamble a base for making bills and amendment? Preamble can be a reference point. It is just a reference point. As a reference point, you can take it. Because it is basically an index of the entire constitution. Mr. Pramod. Okay. Arihar Sudan. Arihar Sudan, that will highly see. That is a law and order situation there. It is a law and order situation. It is a sensitive situation. In such a case, you will be following the orders of your immediate superior. That is what you will do. You are an IPS officer there. I will only follow the court order. See, understand one thing. Judiciary at the end of the day will never know what is the ground reality at that situation, at that spot. Judiciary will not know. You are lighting a diya, you are lighting a lamp. That is not the point here. The point is, can it lead to a communal riot? Can it lead to enmity between two communities? Will it create a huge law and order issue? Will it lead to huge crowds coming to that place? None of that High Court has to worry, nor the Supreme Court has to worry. All that who has to manage? The police have to manage. They have to have a crowd control. Forget riot. Even if excess crowd comes and there is a stampede-like situation, if it leads to stampede, 7 people dies, who will be responsible? You said you are following the court order. You went and followed the court order. Crowd came, 7 people died. Will you get suspended or not? Ultimately, you are an officer of the government first. Officer of the government, the elected government. It is left to the government whether they will execute it or not. If government is ordering, no, as of now, we will not implement this. We will challenge it in Supreme Court. Okay. You are following that order. Simple. In this limited 2 hours or 3 hours, what and all will we sit and discuss? This disaster relief was a very big article that came in the Hindu newspaper, where it basically said that Kerala's losses were around 2,200 crore. Center released only 260 crore. The author who wrote that article conveniently ignored a few things. That is the beauty about the Hindu newspaper. They'll conveniently ignore other aspects. For example, even if you Google it today, you will find that when the Kerala government submitted the losses, whatever expenditure that they have incurred, interesting amount that they showed was 75,000 rupees per burial of one dead body. This was the cost that the Kerala government wrote and gave. That means inflated costs these were. Inflated means all more so high. So when the question started coming out, then only the government also started realizing, okay. Because simply, this much, 3 crore, 4 crore. When you actually break it down, okay, this much crore divided by the number of people who are dead, you do a simple division, they found out that per dead body, rupees 75,000. You hire 4 people, pay them each 2,000 rupees. It is 8,000. That is maximum again. Chalo, you paid them 10,000 each. Then also it will become 40,000. By no stretch of imagination, it will hit 75. That means Kerala had given all inflated figures. So what center told cited Kerala's alleged unspent 780 crore state disaster response fund and 529 crore loan. This money is there. Why have you not utilized it? And Kerala government refused to give the entire details in the proper format. Got the point here? Taking it further forward, Goa Tiger Reserve. This is again one small comedy affair it is. Goa first told, we don't have any tigers. Residential tigers we don't have. We only have transitionary tigers, transient tigers. That is tigers who will just come to Goa, enjoy the beach, then they will go away. That is what they said in one case they told like that. Then in another case they went and told, no, we have resident tigers. Then Supreme Court also was like, hello, decide. Do you have tigers or you don't have tigers? Finally, what was the decision? High Court ordered 5 protected areas, Made Wildlife Sanctuary, Bhagwan Mahavir Wildlife Sanctuary, Bhagwan Mahavir National Park, Netravali Wildlife Sanctuary and Kotigaon Wildlife Sanctuary to be declared a tiger reserve. Goa has challenged it in Supreme Court. We will see what will happen, but nothing is going to come out of it. Don't worry. You just need to note down these names. State claimed no resident tigers. Okay. But in 2018 submissions, they had said resident population existed. Initial claim it was there are 1 lakh people residing in these areas. But later they told no, only 5,000 to 6,000 persons are living there. Phase 1, the core areas, Netravali, Kotigaon, 296.7 square kilometer. Parts of Bhagwan Mahavir Wildlife Sanctuary and Bhagwan Mahavir National Park. That will be the buffer zone. Strengthens connectivity with the Kali Tiger Reserve, which is in Karnataka. Recently in news. Recently, what is in news? As of now, you do one favor, Mr. Next Level Minds. Don't spam the chat section. That favor at least you do. Alright. People are busy preparing for exam next year. They are sitting and watching this class. Please don't disturb them. Recently in news. Rishi Pandey. Recently kya in news? So coming to another important thing. So I review mains answers in my group, comprehensive current affairs batch. For them, I do it. Earlier, I used to do it in my normal group. But after I have been made in charge of taking this comprehensive current affairs batch, I have been reviewing those answers. This is again to prove all those people who have asked, you know, sir, are you only evaluating all the answers or do you have a team? There is no team. I only sit and review the answers. even at the cost of getting scoldings from my wife. Institutional quality is a crucial driver of economic performance. In this context, suggest reforms in civil services for strengthening democracy. What is the sentence given? Institutional quality is a crucial driver of economic performance. Means quality of the institution will decide economic performance. This is the background. This context suggests reforms in civil services for strengthening democracy. So the first thing that you should be doing is the first thing is you need to write what do you mean by an example. Now, how institutional quality can actually improve what? Can actually improve the economic performance. Let us look into what the student has written here. More than this, how will I zoom? This is the maximum, I think. So, robust institutional structures are essential for a state's economic progress, which ensures fair distribution of resources and caters to the marginalized section. So, let us look into one more thing here, which is 150 words, 10 marks. Structures are essential for a state's economic progress, which ensures fair distribution of resources and caters to the marginalized section. Not entirely wrong, but not entirely correct either. I would have preferred institutional quality is a crucial driver of economic performance. One example could have been placed over here, like how Niti Aayog replaced Planning Commission. That could have been given. Not a bad thing. This definition is not entirely bad either, but I would have preferred this. Started with a concrete example itself. That is, Niti Aayog has become a planning body, as a body to plan, and Finance Commission is indulging today in proper economic distribution. Better than the earlier Planning Commission. So this could have been given, but still not bad. In this context, suggests reforms in civil services for strengthening democracy. So now the major part of the question is what? Suggesting reforms. Let us see how that has gone. So she has given issues in civil services. This is one problem. Generalistic in nature, inadequate incentive mechanism, lack of transparency and accountability, apathy among civil servants, arbitrary and whimsical transfer. Some recent initiatives taken to reform civil services. A robust vigilance mechanism. Now look at the problem here. Generalistic in nature is the issue she highlighted first. But when it came to suggesting reforms, she straight away started with robust vigilance mechanism. The better way of writing would have been, so generalistic in nature means what is the counter for it? Looking for lateral entry. Inadequate incentive mechanism. Okay, for that what you can do? Mid-career review. Lack of transparency and accountability. There she should have placed robust vigilance mechanism. Apathy among civil servants. Taking out those civil servants by Rule 56J. Arbitrary and whimsical transfer. Transfer should be based on Supreme Court guidelines. This way she could have written, but still let us see what are the points she has suggested here. Because this way when you write, you don't have to by heart anything. Whatever problems you write its corresponding solution. Here what happens in this format, this looks separate, this looks separate. It will become very difficult for you to actually remember it. Not that it is entirely wrong. I'm not telling that. This is difficult for you to write. Because in the exam hall, you will be like, oh my God, what will I write here? Oh my God, what will I think? Whatever you wrote, corresponding to that, the solution. 5 problems if you have wrote, the 5 solutions should also match. It shouldn't be that this is 5, this is another 5. There is no sync. Got the point? Let us look into her other answers now. Robust vigilance mechanism. Okay. Then central public grievance redressal for prompt grievance redressal. Agreed. From the public side, implementation of e-office, e-samiksha, mid-career training. That is also true. Then lateral entry. See, she has added here. So the answer, if you look at it, it is not a bad answer. She has literally added all the points, but it is slightly jumbled. Not according in that same order of what problem she has given. So generally for such answers, not a bad answer it is. I will give the grade of keep writing. Keep writing means your answer writing still needs improvement. You have wrote almost everything, but yeah, some more improvement is needed in terms of organizing things. This is the way. So if you get a keep writing means it is like, so these are the grades I generally give. One is obviously rewrite, resubmit. That means you have to do work. Keep writing means you're on track, but still needs improvement. Then it is good. Then very good. Very rarely I give this perfect. Perfect means it is Pakka UPSC standard. Good, very good means you are there. You are already there. You need some more improvement. This is what it is. Clear? Plastic pollution. 10,000 plus necropsies were conducted. That means like post-mortem. They found that seabirds ingest 35% of plastics, marine mammals 12%, sea turtle 47%. 90% death will happen if anywhere 6 to 405 macroplastic pieces enters the body of any of these species, they will die. Microplastic is a huge issue. Alright, this is the point. No need, not a tabular format and all. You cannot have, there is no time to draw table and all. It all comes down to the demand of the question, whether you are addressing the demand. Kerala's population has rises to 3.62 crore. Till 2041, it will keep rising. Then it will decline to 3.55 crore in 2051. Aging, 60 plus share as of in 2026, it will hit 18.6%. 2051, it will become 30.6%. That means we are looking at just another 16 years. In another 16 years, Kerala will be filled with what? All silver-lined people. Got the point here? All silver-lined people will be there. Obviously, when I am 38, so another 16 years means this year is practically over. Another 16 years you add to it, that means I will turn 54. That's not a shock or a surprise. Then life expectancy will increase 75 to 82.9. That is obvious matter until and unless we don't die earlier because of stress or heart attack or whatever. Child share will drop to 12.8%. Median age will rise from 37 to 47. Child share will drop. That is also not surprising because many people, as far as I know from Kerala, many are there who don't want to get married. They don't even want to have a live-in relationship, nothing. They are like single is enough, solo is enough. 2011 urbanization was 47.7% urban. 2051 it will be 91.1% urban population. Again, not surprising for a state like Kerala because it is largely urban. Those of you who visited Kerala will know it. When you say a village in Kerala, don't think that a village means very rarely you get electricity. For those of you who would have watched that Param Sundari and all, and you are still alive. So a couple of things what they showed over there in that movie. Okay. Number one, as if all the Kerala women early in the morning, they'll climb coconut trees. Not true. Number two, Network range is not there. Again, not true. Kerala has the highest internet density after Delhi, I think. Second or third it is in terms of internet connectivity in India. All right. So in that state, basically, village also will have all these facilities. All these facilities will be easily there. One thing that they probably missed showing in the state of Kerala was the fact that in most of these places, after 7 p.m., there is generally no life. 7 p.m., 7:30 p.m., it's all shut down. Other than a few cities, proper cities, nothing. Everything will get shut down. That is the reality. So it is only going to increase further. So rural to urban, you will never get to know when have you left the village and when have you entered a urban area. CISF and Parliament. So CISF and Parliament is this. CISF's tenure in Parliament has been increased from 3 to 4 years. And again, possible extra 1 year will be given. The reason is because some of the CISF personnel stopped our MP, one of the MP, and asked him, why are you here? Why, for what purpose have you come here? He was like, I am an MP. Still, why have you come here? So obviously the MP started going mad. They were like, we are being questioned every day almost, like, why are we coming to the Parliament? The reason is because when you keep changing the security, when you keep changing them, after 2-3 years, you keep changing them, they don't know, right, who you are, what you are. They don't know. So I am maybe from the state of Kerala, I may identify as Shashi Tharoor, but I may not know an MP who is coming from UP. Getting the picture, so I automatically I'll stop them. So following MP's complaint, CISF's tenure has been increased from 3 to 4 and maybe even 1 year can be given, provided they have a clean service record, psychological assessment, and Shape 1 medical category. Shape 1 means S stands for psychiatric, H stands for hearing, A for appendage, P for physical, E for eyesight. In all this, you should get S1, H1. 1 means top rank. You are fully physically fit. For each of this category, you should score 1. Then you are like fully fit. That is the idea. SIM binding. This is another security measure again being implemented now. So let me tell you, for example, now WhatsApp we all have. So I have my WhatsApp being like I can access my WhatsApp even in my MacBook, even in this digital board. The problem is therefore that you need not have your SIM card. Like I have not inserted my SIM card inside this board or anything, but I can still access my WhatsApp. I can still access Telegram. So what the government is planning to do is from February 2026, it is SIM binding. That means every automatic logout every 6 hours. That means now I have WhatsApp in this. I can access my WhatsApp. But after February 2026, if 6 hours have passed, I will have to re-log in again. Each and every time. 6 hours passes, I have to re-log in. This is again to ensure what? Ensure that who are these people who are using these accounts. Telegram, like I told you, one of the major reason why that earlier group, Telegram group, where I used to review the answers. My old students will be knowing this. I had to like take a hibernation from there because of one guy. Because whenever I was active there, what he will do, he'll keep sending all these spam messages. Delete him, block him, ban him, he'll keep coming back. Like a bad habit, he will keep coming back. I've never cursed anybody in my life. But one day, you know, with all sincerity, even now, I pray that he never succeed in life. Not because he disturbed me, but he disturbed almost all the students there. Around 10,000 students he had disturbed. For that joy. Disturb me, you even abuse me, I don't care. I don't give two hoots about it. Like I've already told you multiple times. People have called me over here only. Somebody has called me arrogant now. Somebody has called me BSDK. Somebody has called me Chapri, Sadak Chap, Clown. I have no problems with it. But when you mess with my students, when you mess with my class, you make me your number one enemy. Samne hota, I would have nicely given you a massage. Guaranteed. But can't do it. Online world, what to do? So I purposefully took a hibernation from there. Because Telegram group, I even contacted my cyber friends. They said Telegram, it is difficult to track. It is difficult because it's a very open-ended thing. There is no end-to-end encryption. This is the problem. So again, girls also face this issue. The moment a group I create or the moment a group is created, the next day, as soon as they see a girl's name, immediately the chapris of, not all, some chapris will be the right in every group. They will immediately, hello, Sonam, nice name. Mujhse dosti karoge? Want to discuss current affairs with me? They will immediately start showing off. I mean, like how they say, खुद तो तैरना नहीं आता, खुद डूब रहा है, गया है बचाने के लिए. Save yourself first. Take care of your current affairs, your studies first. And some girls today, I know, when they contact me, names will be all guys' names. Later, I'll be like, you are? No, sir, because the boys will contact me, so I kept a guy's name. So I am also a little scared today. I don't know whether it is a guy on the other side or a girl on the other side. I had to confirm their, what is it, gender first before even communicating. This is the reality. This is the reality today. Can't help it. So to all those useless people, jobless people, I mean males especially out there, trust me, no girl will fall for you. If a girl falls for you very quickly in Telegram or Instagram, understand she has some ulterior motive. Please understand. And if you still think that you look great by opening your shirt and showing your rib cage, you know, ting, 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 please go check your face in the mirror. It will show you the reality. If at all you feel that you look like Shah Rukh Khan, just go and I do that. I just go check myself in the mirror. ये शक्ल के लिए वो लड़की कहाँ से हो जाएगा? This is the reality. Clear, people? So this will start from February 2026. Effectively, I'll make one video clubbing all this information. To the Pinnacle batch as well as to the Titan batch, I'm telling this to you. Because now, if you look at it, Puttaswamy judgment, then Pegasus spy software, then you have SIM binding, then you have this SIM binding issue, then the Supreme Court asking why can't CBI take over cyber issues, then the Supreme Court again asking why don't you create a separate division basically for looking into what? Looking into offensive content, then age appropriation, what is there in Europe, Australia, all of that is there. All of these things are there. So totally we will make one full video for this and I will put it up in YouTube. Alright. Some other topics are also there. Quantum tech, time, Rondu, assembly, immunology, some certain topics on which Nobel Peace Prize, etc. were awarded, which I have not taken yet. The reason being that they are very huge topics. One day will not be sufficient to, like one class won't be sufficient to finish discussing it. I will make separate videos and put it up in YouTube. Alright, people. See, tackling extreme poverty in Kerala is not a big deal. Because I will tell you, first of all, it is such a small state. It is such a small state. How many districts are there? Hardly 14 districts. Very low density population. Where the births and the deaths are properly registered. Birth rate, death rate, etc. are registered because most of the births takes place in hospitals. To actually, so collecting data is very easy. Collecting data to find out how many people don't have home. How many people are facing issues with regard to getting access to food. So once you have that data, you ensured what? Okay, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana as well as Chief Minister's scheme is also there. Clubbing that, you gave them home. Then you give them a ration card. So you ensure that, okay, home is there, food is there. Like that, extreme poverty levels were brought down. If they have children who are not yet enrolled in any school, you ensure that they are put in school. This is the way they did it. Because one thing is there, whether you love Kerala, hate Kerala, one thing I will tell you, the caste-based nonsense, whatever you see in the rest of India, that you will not witness over here. Caste issues are there. I'm not telling that it is all hunky-dory. But I have, as I have told earlier, so I am basically from an OBC community. In the list, if you take, we are the bottom. We are at the bottom in the OBC list. So my brother had an arranged marriage with somebody from upper caste. 100 years ago means probably her entire family, that is my sister-in-law's entire family, would have butchered us. 100 years ago. Not now. Perfectly arranged marriage. Both the families came. It is not that now we don't talk to each other. We do that. Nothing like that. It's all perfect, cordial relationship. She's also educated. My brother is also a major in the army. So no issues. Everything is going smoothly. I doubt whether that is possible in rest of the country. So the facilities are already there. The hospitals are there. The schools are there. Data is also there. So it's only a matter of track them, find them, enroll them. End of the problem. Got the point here? Defense readiness, it is nothing other than the fact that 2025 has been called year of reforms. We have planned out to create our defense readiness in different phases, 2032, 2037 and 2047. Modernization is also involved there. Cyclone relief to Sri Lanka, as usual. As usual, India has proven that when an issue comes, you can only trust India there. As quoted by the former Sri Lankan captain, Sanath Jayasuriya, as well as Arjuna Ranatunga. I don't think your generation will be aware of these names. My generation. Sachin Tendulkar, Muhammad Azharuddin generation. So these people basically told India is like a big brother who will come to your help you, and will go away silently. As usual again, when cyclone, so this plays here. Ditwa. Ditwa, the name was given by Yemen. And that name is inspired from this beautiful location. This is not computer generated, or this is not any, AI tool or something. This is really, this insanely beautiful place is in Yemen. It's a lagoon basically. As you can clearly see, sparkling crystal clear water, beautiful sand, and you can see mountains in the background. This is a rarity. There are not many places on planet Earth where you have beach and hill facing each other. All right. This is the point. Pranab, you are also like me, Gandhi's classmate? Yeah. I will take that. Avinash. Not now. I cannot give you pin to pin update of all the current affairs. What has happened in last week? That is what we are summarizing here. Whatever Supreme Court's latest rulings, etc., the Rala Valley, etc., that will come in next Saturday. We sent 2 naval ships, Vikrant and Indian naval ship Udayagiri. Uranium in breast milk. Now, uranium, when you hear, immediately people will be like, hey, Bhagavan, uranium. Don't think that all uranium are radioactive. This uranium, whatever we are talking about, it is U-238. That is natural uranium. This natural uranium, generally, it is present in bedrock. So what happens is, when you keep on extracting groundwater, this is bedrock. That is water. If it is lying very close to the bedrock, means all sorts of minerals will get mixed in this. When you have too much of water, it is a different story. Why it is a different story that time? Because too much of water means effectively what happens? Even if uranium gets mixed, in maybe 100 liters, it is only 1 gram or 0.1 gram. It is very, very less in quantity. It will not affect you much. But beyond that, when the water content is very less and you have too much of uranium in it, then we have a problem. It can cause kidney damage. That is the main thing. All right. That is the main thing that can happen over here. So why and how does groundwater gets extracted? No doubt about it. Basically, bore wells, agriculture. That is the main villain here. Clear? 40 mothers. Uranium found was to be 0 to 0.525 microgram per liter. Highest in Katihar. World Health Organization drinking water limit is 30 microgram per liter. India has 151 districts with groundwater uranium contamination. Bihar, approximately 1.7% of the samples are contaminated. Potential kidney or cognitive effects only at higher exposures needs monitoring. Normally, it will get exited out of the system. Like when you take a piss, it will go out. But repeatedly, when it keeps coming in, as somebody has rightfully pointed out, you will end up having bioaccumulation. See, that it is not a doubt anymore. There is no doubt anymore that we have entered that stage where we need to adapt ourselves now to the harmful chemicals in the environment. We are in that phase. Therefore, until and unless you are in Delhi, it is important that you sweat it out and you excrete it out. As fecal matter as well as urine matter, it should go out of your system. Those are the only two ways. And you should keep minimal body fat. Body fat means within the 10 to 20% range it should be. 20% max. Keep it below 25% as much as possible. Less fat. Because the more fat you have, what happens when these chemicals enter, those chemicals will get accumulated under the fat over there. That will create trouble. Correct, Aditi? Secret to a long life. Again. So basically, they conducted a study. In Japan, basically, they call it ikigai. That is how there is a certain 2-3 islands of Japan is there where people live up to 100 years, 110 years, 120 years. So they went and conducted a study there to understand how this works. It is basically that these people don't sit simply. So in India, you basically see old people sitting in one corner and then staring into empty space. Or probably, talking bad about their in-laws, son-in-law, daughter-in-law, whatever. These are the extracurricular activities that they do. But in other countries, when you go, in Singapore, it is basically called rest is rust. That is their ideology. That is to rest means it is like rusting. You will rust. Japan, basically, they say that it is called ikigai, to find joy in what you do. So they will be doing simple things. So if you look at these people, they are not in a rush. They are not trying to reach anywhere fast. They are simply doing some constructive activity, but they enjoy doing it. So in India, 55.5% normal body mass index. People who have lived for a long life. That means they are not fat. They are having slim body figures. 41% were underweight. 0 high cholesterol, stroke or heart disease. Only 1.7% had diabetes. 90% never drank alcohol. 68% never smoked. Most important thing. So if you are out there, if you are drinking, smoking, etc., where your stupid friends would have told you, "Arey mard hokar pee nahi ho, agar peete nahi ho to kya mard hai tu yaar?" All that stupid dialogues they will say. Understand one thing, to all the boys out there, I'm telling you, a person who starts drinking, his biggest fear and his biggest sadness will be that his best friend is not drinking. Because he is like, "Main to fasa, isko bhi fasa dete hain." That is how boys' brain functions. Got the point here? If boys' friendship was not so strong, means boys wouldn't have started drinking or smoking. That is the reality. In India, I'm talking about. So if you have stupid friends like that, छोड़ो. दारू के ऊपर बनाए हुए रिश्ते ज्यादा दिन टिकते नहीं है. I'm telling you from my experience. Not my experience, my friend's experience. So don't drink, don't smoke. Most struggle with complex tasks like money management, shopping, calling. So they don't know money management, shopping, to call and all. They don't know. They only know the simple stuff. Clear? Need for caregiving system, safety nets and support services. 51.2% had high life satisfaction. 75% considered themselves healthy. That means at the end of the day, they have not taken stress. Ultimately, it is all the same story everywhere. Keep your sugar cravings very, very low. Very, very low. Number 2, do exercise. Go for walks, go for this thing. And for people like me and all, basically, as I'm about to hit 40, I should start weight training. I should start weight training if I need to keep my metabolism rate high, if I need to keep my fat levels low, sugar levels low. It is important. If you have crossed 40, you should start weight training. It is important. Exercise. Then obviously the diet part is, again, with extreme sadness I'm writing this, go vegetarian. It is very, very important. As you get older and older, you should have more fiber in your this thing. One more thing is, no food from packets. Anything that you are, where you are opening a packet and consuming, unhealthy. Take it from me. Including, so whenever I say you shouldn't drink Pepsi Cola, some people will say, no, I only drink fruity, I only drink Maaza. Maaza and fruity, very early one report had come about the number of chemicals that are actually present in it. Fruit juice, if you really want to drink, buy a fruit, cut it in your home, put it in your mixie, then make the juice. That's all that you do. Vegetable juice also, you want to make it in your home. Don't eat anything from packet. Nothing, including your instant noodles. Sir, what about Maggi? Sir, I only eat Yippee. No Yippee, no Guppy, no Shappy. You are not eating anything from packet. That much you do. Even if you don't exercise, and even if you are a non-vegetarian, you will still survive. Most importantly, no alcohol, no cigarette. Very, very important. आप भी vegetarian हो जाइए sir, please. Nah, never. Maybe later, not now. And I am yet to be mentally, at least I am still only 17 years old. So physically, let it happen. Let the age go. Coming to aura mean. Aura mean, when you look at the name, wah, kya naam hai? Aura. Wow. But it is actually a food adulterant to give this yellow color or like the saffron color and all. For that it is used. It is cheaply available and it is indiscriminately used in the food industry. So for those of you who have this habit of eating these ice gold, you would have noticed it when they throw all these different colors on it and you put it in your mouth and you will have it nicely. You will, suck it and eat it and whatever. But after that, you will see sometimes your tongue is also like has a permanent color on it. Permanent color. When you rinse it with water also, nothing will come out. That color will remain there. That is because they have used industrial dye. Industrial dye. What has to be used on clothes, etc. That color they use there. Little also if they use, that is enough. Permanently it will remain there. Not permanent. Eventually it will go down. But you have eaten an ice candy. Pura mohalla will get to know the moment. Barf ki gola, whatever. That ice gola, ice candy. Everybody will get to know. Why? For 3-4 days, that color will be there in your mouth. The same thing here. You look like 20. Shiva, I wish I was reviewing your answer paper. Sir, make rule, not follow. I didn't make the rule. Brother, Sai Kumar Deshavatu. I didn't make the rule. This is what they are telling. Vegetarian diet is good for a long life. Alright. That's it. I plan to hit the gym. Vegetarian diet and gymming will not go together. Because with vegetarian diet, if you need your protein intake, means it is very difficult. If you are hitting the gym, you need protein, means you need to consume egg, protein powder. That is different. I will do all sorts of nonsense. You don't follow me. I am telling this for your bala. By the way, I don't drink, I don't smoke. Just for fun. Yeah. See, I will have to tell this to you because the other day, what is it? Not the other day. Few years back, I was telling my students not to eat samosa, not to eat anything from oil. Because the oil, they will never change. Oil, you are only supposed to use it once or twice. Twice, 2 times you can use the same oil to fry or whatever. After that, you have to change it. Because after the third time when you use it, what happens is it will have all these free radicals in it. When that you consume, it will immediately start oxidizing your cells. It will make you look older. Pimples. Alright, you will feel heat internally. Plus, worst case scenario, cancer. So these things, as well as cholesterol, all these things it can create. So I said gave a big lecture in the class. And why we were discussing it, it was in the context of Government of India had bought this whole plan that, so cooking oil, which is repeatedly used, will be used to make biofuel out of it. Government will purchase the cooking oil to convert it into biofuel, biodiesel. This was the idea. So I told, see, understand, if government is ready to take the cooking oil and convert it into a biofuel, imagine then what are you eating when you eat a samosa? Because obviously, restaurant owner or that samosa shop wala, he is not our mama, where he'll be concerned about our health. He will just keep adding little fresh oil, but otherwise he'll be frying in it again and again and again. We will nicely aram se have 2 samosa, 3 samosa, whatever. Samosa itself is dangerous. High on calorie, low on nutritional quality. On top of it, you're getting free cholesterol, free everything. So I said all this, I finished taking the class, I went out. Class was over. Evening, what am I doing? One big plate, samosa is there, jalebi is there, banana fritters are there, everything oil fried. They were like, sir, but you said in class. I said, class, I will tell everything for your bhala. You shouldn't follow me. What I eat, I will take care of my body. That is the point. Maida and bison is also from Pocket. Nikhil Thakur, you are having my name. Proud of you. That is maybe why you asked this question. Maida and bison, you open it and you directly eat it. Yeah, like that only you will eat. Very great skill you are having. Proud of you, my dear brother. Industrial diauramine O found in food despite ban. It will affect liver, kidney, spleen damage. Mutagenic. Mutagenic means it can even cause mutation of your genetics. Alright. Correct, Sai Ganesh. You understand me perfectly. It is sold cheaply in informal markets used by small sweet makers. Weak enforcement is there. I don't even know why we have this Food Safety and Standards Act here. Or the FSSAI. What is their job? God Almighty knows. Getting the point. Okay, one more answer. Now this is another part here. Just give me a minute. Women's social capital complements in advancing empowerment and gender equity. Explain. So it's an explain statement. Explain means whatever is given to you, that sentence is correct. You don't have to give its positive and negative. You only have to explain it. That is, women's social capital complements in advancing empowerment and gender equity. Social capital. So the first and foremost point would be to define social capital, slightly define empowerment as well as gender equity. It's a 10 marks question. You don't have much space to write the answer because very limited and multiple definitions also you have to give. Let's see how she has She or he has written it. Women's social capital means the friendships, support system, and networks women build in society. It is true. These connections help them share ideas, gain confidence, and work together, which plays an important role in promoting women's empowerment and gender equity. Correct? Although empowerment and gender equity, if it was defined, it would have been better. All right. So, women's social capital helps build empowerment and gender equity in the following ways. Let us see that now. Collective bargaining power. Networks like self-help groups give women a stronger voice in demanding rights, wages, safer work conditions, etc. NRLM. Okay. Helps rural women demand fair wages under Narega. Okay. Not a bad point to write. But if you notice here, he had given the point of SHG, but then she has mentioned about Deen Dayal something Yojana. This is National Rural Livelihood Mission. That is what she has mentioned in Narega. I would have preferred if she had mentioned about some SHG itself, like Kudumbashri. This is pretty much famous now pan-India. So, Kudumbashri is one SHG which has actually helped in women's collective bargaining power. Or she could have mentioned any other SHG as an example. Always it is important that what point you write, what example you give, both should match. Otherwise, what happens is the flow of the answer is cut off. Because I am reading about collective bargaining, okay. But this is not collective bargaining. Be it MG Narega or National Rural Livelihood Mission, this is all about what? This is all about government is bringing up schemes. Government brought up schemes, these are. So as to ensure women empowerment or women gender equity. This is not something because of women's bargaining power something had happened. Nah. So it would have been better if SHG was given here. Then peer networks. Okay, here she has mentioned women SHGs like Kudumbashri, skills, financial literacy and entrepreneurship, access to microfinance markets, Seva, very good, potential participation, network support encourages to contest elections. Okay. Okay. Reservation of 33%, very good. Gender equity advocacy, women's networks influence policies and push for inclusion in development. IPCO movement, anti-liquor protests, yes, that is also correct. So, this part, the second part, she got the rhythm. The second part, she has maintained the rhythm. I think she or he, I'm not sure. I'm going on saying she. Anyway, point is, this is now. And let us see, by fostering solidarity and awareness, women's social capital serves as a powerful driver of empowerment, creating equality, opportunity, and voice. Strengthening the capital is vital for advancing gender and achieving SDG 5. Beautiful. So, therefore, this answer is good. Not a bad answer. Now, as you can clearly see, the handwriting compared to the earlier answer, handwriting, if you compare, this handwriting is not so great. Handwriting, if I compare. But if you still notice, I can read it. I'm able to read the handwriting. That is enough. It is not that your handwriting should look like some printed material or something. It should be readable. That is enough. Got the point here, people? Moving on. This is the way to write an answer. This is still fine. Now see here, slowly she has squeezed in an international point here in her answer by simply mentioning. She did not mention SDG alone. She mentioned which goal it is. SDG 5 of gender equity. Getting the point here. This is the point. Would we have started with female labor force participation rate of Japan? Not a bad idea last year, but the fact of the matter is, see again, 10 marks it is. Getting the point. 10 marks. And you have to define definitely what is social capital. You probably could have given Japan's example as a case study or something, maybe towards the end. Getting the point here. Using AI in disease detection. So the National Center for Disease Control, NCDC, what they have basically decided is they will use AI to monitor social media. Any post, if it comes in social media, that is post regarding a disease or maybe a news article comes, that is in this particular village, in this particular district, a new disease has broken out, NCDC will be able to monitor it quickly. It is expected that through this, efficiency has increased, 150% rise in detection, and 98% manual workload reduction is also there. Got the point here, people? Oh, this, sorry, wrong heading. This is hormone therapy. Sorry. Hormone therapy. Just the names of two hormones only. Cyproterone acetate and spironolactone. Both of this, what it will do is reduce hair, facial hair. Number 2, increase the size of the breast. Number 3, reallocation of the fat. That is, fat will now start getting deposited around the pelvic area for women especially. So this is gender affirming. Anybody who wants to do a surgery, etc., to get affirmed that yes, I am a affirmed, I want to choose my gender as female or whatever, they can indulge in this treatment. Can we write like a comparison of the participation before and after Constitution implemented providing reservation and all? For that earlier question, that is not even the demand. Arihar Sudan, that is not the demand rate. How is social capital helping in women empowerment and social equity? Explain question it is. There is no timeline and all. So what is social capital? How has social capital helped in India in improving the condition of women? That's the only point here. So your focus should be on telling how social capital has helped in improving, you can say, literacy rate. Health outcome, reducing the infant mortality rate, maternal mortality rate, improving the income. These ways you could have given the answer. Clear? Shipping industry. So shipping industry, India is planning to focus in it, like acquire 200 plus ships through joint ventures with public sector units. Just like I have told you earlier with regard to our aviation sector, we don't have any engines as such being built inside India for ships. Shipping manufacture also, when you talk about, we are pathetic. Aviation industry also, we are pathetic when it comes to manufacturing the engines. The high-powered engine, etc., what we require, they all come from abroad. Even our fishing boats, what are there in our country, if you ask the fishermen which engine is nice, they will answer Yamaha. They will give a straight away answer Yamaha. And as you all know, Yamaha is not a Indian company. Getting the point here? So what has happened actually, see, earlier, before 1991, shipping industry was largely protected. So only the Shipping Corporation of India's ships used to be used for transportation, everything. For tourism activity, all of that. Even oil transport. But after 1991, we have decided to go for what? Who will offer us best services, cheap and best. We are going for that. And ever since that happened, what has happened is, from 27% to 7% of India's export-import cargo. It has fallen now. Today, foreign ships are leading. And additionally, one more fact was that how many ports we had. How many ports of international standard did we have back then? Or how many we do have it now, even today? Very less. That is, we cannot compare Indian ports with Chinese ports. I'm telling you, when I entered the ship for the first time, I still remember that day. It was 2 a.m. or something in the morning. And I'm seeing a ship. I am like, oh my God. That is how I saw it. Because obviously, I have entered ships earlier. Like small ships along Cochin. Small ships and all I have entered. Compared to that, it was a huge ship. And nearby ships also were looking tiny in front of it. I was like, wow. That wow factor died the moment the ship entered China. Because when we entered China, we were literally seeing giants. I am not kidding. My vessel looked like one tiny dwarf in front of the Chinese vessels or the American vessels or the European vessels. All were container ships, mind you. Ours was also a container vessel. Container vessel means what is used for export and import. That day I understood, okay, where is China Where are we? And the cranes that Chinese were using, the machines that the Chinese were using, and I'm talking about something like 14 years ago. What technology China had 14 years ago, I doubted whether we have it even today. Whether we have it even today. Technology what China used 14 years ago. China today, most probably their ports and all would have already got AI enabled robots or machines will be being used there. Here, nothing. Got the point here. Iron scrap. This iron scrap, it's again an important industry. So basically, we were getting this iron scrappings, as you know, waste iron. That is that, let us say an old ship is there. You're removing all its iron parts. And what do you do with it? You utilize it to you put it into the iron ore furnace. And then you can make a new metal out of it. New iron rod or steel rod, whatever you want, you can make out of it. Once you melt it completely. That is the advantage. So with growth that is happening, you can easily do what? With growth that is happening, you need more iron. So we are dependent on the scrap that is coming from UAE as well as European Union. But with new pollution rules and laws, it is very difficult to access these iron. So India has a requirement of 65 million tons by 2030. Import gap is 20 to 30 million tons. That much we need from import alone. So even if we want to import also, that 20 to 30 million still shortage will be there. From where to access it? From domestic resources. Steel consumption projected as 220 million tons by 2030, 260 million tons in 2035, 390 million tons in 2050. That means we will have to source it from scrap materials. Correct? GDP calculation. So GDP calculation here, basically, GDP has grown apparently 8.2%. Nominal growth is only 8.7%. What is nominal growth? Nominal growth simply means GDP calculated at current prices. Current prices means this year's price. This year's price, whatever it is, when you calculate it. So that means the quantity of goods and services for the year 2025 multiplied by the prices of each good and service of 2025. This will give you nominal growth. My question to you people, if nominal growth is high, but no increase in quantity of goods and services, then what do we know about the inflation? If nominal growth is very high, but there is no increase in quantity, there is no increase, but nominal growth is very high, then what do we know about the prices or inflation? Very good, Abhinaya. Very good, KS. Very good, Sai Kumar. Praveen B. Pillai, very good. Prices are high, very good. Very good. Very good, Ishika. Very good, Arushi. Aditi. Anam. Got the point here. Current price means this year. Current means this year. So it means inflation is high. But last week's current affair, if you remember, I had already told you inflation has actually decreased. Inflation has actually decreased. So, oh, wait a minute. Let me frame it a little better here. Last week's current affair, if you remember, I had told you inflation has gone down. Correct? But then real GDP is showing that real GDP is more than nominal GDP. Real GDP is more than nominal GDP. If you look at the data here. Okay, 1 minute. GDP. Nominal GDP is only 8.7%. But inflation is less. So what do you know about the prices? We know it is already less. Prices is less, then what do we know about the demand? I told you inflation is low. Nominal GDP is 8.7%. Inflation is low means prices is less. So what is the idea of demand? Is demand high or demand low? High demand. Sure, Khushi. If prices are less, what does it mean? Demand is high or demand is low? If the prices are less, what does it mean? Do we have high demand or low demand? Ulta question I will ask. Then I think people will not have that confusion. If demand is high, then what does it mean? Prices will increase or decrease? Tell me this first. Case 1. This you answer first. This, hold it there. Demand is high, what will happen to prices? Case 1. If demand is high, what will happen to the prices? Price will increase. Everybody are clear on it. So demand increases, price will increase. Ulta scenario. If price is very, very low in an economy, price is very low, then what does it tell about the demand? Sarika, don't think too much. Resources and all, don't think. Just, and the given conditions, you just tell me. Resources and all, let us not get into. If the prices are very low, then what does it tell about the demand? Case 2, demand is low. Understood? Less demand. Clear with this? But then, if you remember, income tax was reduced. GST was reduced. In spite of these two, demand is very low, leading to price also being very low, leading to inflation also being very low. Clear with this? Clear with this point here? I'm not telling low income tax or low GST led to this. No. You reduce this, but still demand is less. Therefore, price is less, inflation is less. Got the point here? What is happening? Indians are not spending much. Indians are using their money, whatever money they are saving now in terms of income tax or GST, they are not trying to buy new things. They are not buying. Ulta, what they are doing is they are trying to save their money, or if demand is there for anything, it is largely for what? A 5 times increase in gold import, a 3 times increase in silver import. This is what is happening. Demand, if it increases, price will increase. Price increases, inflation will increase. Now, ulta, what you are telling, that is, if price is low, then demand may increase, may, not necessary that it should increase. Other conditions in the economy remaining the same, people's purchasing power, people's preferences, everything remaining the same. Yes, when the price goes down, demand is supposed to increase. But this is not a foolproof method. Please understand. This is not a foolproof. This is not a foolproof thing. This is not some universal law. It depends upon the type of good also. Understand it very clearly. Because for example, gold prices goes on increasing. What has happened to demand? Demand also will keep on increasing accordingly. So exceptions are there. Getting the picture here? Exceptions are there to this rule. In Indian economy's case now, let us take in Indian economy's case when you take up, government reduced the income tax first, correct? Only 12 lakh and above, you need to pay IT. Idea was that people have money with them, middle class have money with them. Then GST also, they brought certain changes. Buying shirts, jeans, etc. have become slightly cheaper than earlier. That is also there. Idea was basically to put money into the hands of the people. That was the idea. But what has happened actually? Now people are having more money. What have they done? They are investing in share market. Increased investments in share markets. So share market, when you're investing, what are you basically doing? You're putting your money, you're locking it. That is not spending. You're only locking your money. It's like an investment. The next thing, what are they doing? They are investing it in real estate. The next thing is obviously one who doesn't know ABCD of share market, one who does not have that level money to invest in real estate, he or she will go for what? What is accessible? Gold, silver. This is what is happening in the country. So overall consumption, if you see, is not, it has not increased. As a result of which, this is further corroborated by the evidence what we know from inflation. Inflation has actually reduced in the country. In spite of the fact that government has literally put more money into the hands of the people by reducing the income tax, reducing the GST, what has happened? Share market investors increased, real estate purchase increasing, gold, silver purchase increasing. But inflation is going down. Why it is going down? Domestic purchase, domestic demand, none of this is there. Getting the point? Domestic purchase, nothing is hardly happening. So inflation is less. If you remember 2 days back only, RBI reduced the repo rate again. Why? So that loans will become cheaper. Loans will become cheaper. People will take loan, construct a house, buy a vehicle, do something, do some purchase. That is the idea. So overall, if you see, inflation, even though a low inflation indicates, repeated, low inflation indicates a low demand. Any doubts over here? Correct? Demand is high, price will decrease. Not necessary for everything. Samsung, Gemel, like I told you, demand is high, price will decrease. Samsung, how it is? Demand is high, price will decrease. On what basis are you telling this? Anything where demand is high, price will increase, brother. Understand. Simple logic. Why engineers like me lost their value in this country? So many engineers. You throw a stone. Simply you take a stone and throw, it'll fall on an engineer's head. Too much of supply. Very low demand. Value came down. Why IAS is having such high demand? Supply is less. Demand is more. Price is also more. Arushi, not like that. Along with growth, you will have some inflation. If gold buyers increases, then why GST is decreasing? As in? I didn't understand your point. Arihar Sudan. Country needs demand, but why will see, are people ready to buy? That is the next question. Are people really ready to buy? If you ask any salaried individual today, how many are really crazy to keep buying all these gadgets, etc.? In current scenario, in private field, what is the reality? Everybody are scared. When will be my job going away? Ask anybody in private field, that is their biggest fear today. So what are they doing? Clearing all loans. Little money extra they get immediately. Extra EMI, pay it off. People are not spending like how they used to spend earlier. Uncertain economy. And that is also the reason why gold, silver going on. Gold and silver, we don't have it in our country. You have to import it. So when you import gold and silver, you keep importing this. What will happen? You will have to make more payment in dollars. When you make more payment in dollars, what will happen to rupee? Rupee will come down. $1. Today it is more than 90 rupees. Any doubts here? Any doubts? That is what I'm wondering. What is gold buyers increases and why GST is decreasing? Brother, gold you are purchasing, it is just that people with extra money are purchasing it. People with extra money. Others are going for share market, etc. The fact that gold alone will not lead to high GST. GST collections will actually increase when there is economic activity all over the economy. When people go to restaurants, people go to movies, people go to theaters. When was the last time any of you went to a theater? I was actually thinking of watching Durandar. Then I saw the whole movie is around 3.5 hours. I was like, not worth it. There was another Malayalam movie again which got released. But after watching the trailer, everything, I thought, I want to watch it. Maybe I'll watch it in OTT. Because going to a theater itself is like an expensive affair these days. So automatically what is happening? GST collections will go down. Clear, people? This is the bottom line. The rest of the article, please go through it. Tax ramp, it is a scheme that has been introduced in the textile sector. Tax ramps. Tax ramps. So when you read it, you feel as if, oh, okay, this is something high technology, nothing. Tax ramps, what it means is R for research, A for assessment, M for monitoring, P for planning and startup. 305 crore for a period of 5 years from 2025-26 to 2030-31. That's it. Samudrayan, basically, at 6,000 meter depth, we will send a 3-member crew inside a sphere made out of titanium that we will immerse. ISRO is constructing it. But still, many materials, syntactic foam, we are getting it from France. Steel replica tested to 100 meter, 500 meter trial is expected in April next year. In Norway, that test is being conducted. Titanium hull to be pressure tested in Russia. ISRO manufacturing 2 hulls. If you actually look at it, France, Norway, Russia, with them collaborating with them only, we are making this. Getting the point here? Correct. All right. With that, we come to an end of it. So, bottom line is, with regard to the GDP data, economy, internally, if you see, people are having money with them. It is not that people don't have money. People are having money. But today, it is channeled towards what? Investment. And I won't be surprised that people people will be even investing in dollar. Why? Because somebody has actually predicted by 2030 probably $1 will hit 120 rupees. Imagine somebody who would have already invested in dollar back in 2014. Let us say $1 was around 55. And today in 2025, $1 is 90. Depending upon how much money they would have invested in it, they would have easily made a nice profit out of it. Got the point here? So this is the reality. The dollar demand is getting strengthened. Rupee is getting weakened. Now everybody are telling this. Oh, that time Modi, Manmohan Singh government was being criticized. Look, now what is happening? Modi has brought dollar to. It has nothing to do with Indian economy doing anything or not doing anything. Understand that very clearly. It is just that dollar has moved from strength to strength. And on top of it, one more thing that has impacted us is Trump's tariff on our exports. If you literally see, our exports have gone down. USA is our largest export market. Import, when you take, we have gold, then coal, then crude oil, then electronics. Whether UPA is in power, India Alliance is in power, or NDA is in power, Aam Aadmi Party is in power, nobody has an alternative for this. Gold, I'll add silver also here, because gold becoming now increasingly expensive. People have started buying silver. They are like, gold nobody can afford, let us buy silver. Gold, silver, coal, crude oil, electronics. Where is the replacement for this in India? You don't have any replacement for it. We don't have any alternative. You tax people, you do tell people not to buy, people will still buy. This is the idea. Clear? People having impact, that is what exports are not happening. But at the same time, people are having money, so imports are happening. If you actually see, electronic sales have picked up. Crude oil, that is also, it is more only, sales are more. Coal, it has increased because government is trying to ensure that uninterrupted electricity supply is everywhere. Wonderful idea. But where is the source for it? Coal, again, you have to import. Gold and silver, without, no Indian marriages will happen without gold. And it is an investment option. Getting the point here? This is the idea. I am talking about vegetarian. Okay. Is there any way to protect our privacy? Don't be there in social media. As simple as that. Don't be there in social media. It is as simple. The other day I remember in Insta, I think I liked some video or I commented something. I commented and immediately one student there, Sir, aap yahan bhi. I am like, eh? Then I was like, kya hua? Why I cannot come here? Nahi sir, aap aa sakte hain. I was like, okay. Then somebody commented to that fellow who commented on my this thing that what is it? Why? What is wrong if sir comes here? I was like, oh my god, what is happening? So then I understood whatever it is, little bit of jo virality jo bhi hua hai. Now I lost the freedom to comment on somebody any video. Not that I was giving some gali or something. But even I cannot give a random comment also henceforth because that carries value now. So I was like, oh, okay. I will be very careful now. What videos I am liking, what videos I am resharing, etc. Renewable quantity, coal is not going down. No, coal won't go down because it is... yeah, Nikhil Sir fan club. That is the next thing. One fellow actually created that. That too, it was like Nikhil Sur. Not SIR. Sur. Mile hum, what is it? Mile sur tera hamara. That one. That's Sur, I think. Nikhil Sur fan page. I told him, change the photograph, change the name. Then only I'm going to talk to you. So this is the problem. 2 hours. Ratnam Prince. Okay, Ratnam. This is water, by the way. Now, please go ahead. Ask your other questions. Class is over, by the way, people. Any other queries you have, you may start asking it now. Wait a minute. For my other batch. Okay. For my other batch now, because somebody gave me this idea for my comprehensive current affair batch, CCA. How to protect privacy in 21st century. Essay. No word limit I'm going to keep because first you start writing. Learn to write first. I'll give you a brief outline for it. You will start with at individual level. Individual level, what you will do. What can communities do? Then what can the state do? What can the judiciary do? What can the online platforms do? Internationally, what can be done? International, any examples are there? Any international good examples? Good, what is it? Good conduct. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. In these 6, covering these 6 dimensions, minimum 6 paragraphs you will write. Minimum 6. Covering all these dimensions. Alright. I am preparing for CLAT. Should I watch your lecture? Mega, I think you have been asking the same question a lot of times, or I don't know, it is a different Mega. Mega, please focus on your CLAT syllabus first. Yes, current general awareness related questions will come, current affair related questions will come. But again, look into it, how many questions come from current affair and how many questions come from static portion. Based on that, take a call whether you want to listen to it or not. Because ultimately, every competitive exam, the standard operating procedure for any SOP for any competitive exam is one newspaper you have to read. That is a must. I am covering the Hindu newspaper here. But your predominant focus should be on the other sections. Lekhana, 8 hours section revision current affair, 4 hours regular class, 2 hours optional 2. Sahil, just attend the class and read the notes. That is more than sufficient. Methods for making short notes. There are no methods as such. Short notes can be made only when you are thorough over the subject. When you have a complete understanding of the subject only, you can make the short notes. Otherwise, you cannot make it. See, Lekhana, the strict laws for aviation sector, like I told you earlier in the beginning of the class, the strict laws was that DGCA basically brought in certain rules and regulations with regard to the rest periods, especially. Rest periods for pilots, then the airline crew, all of that. And they gave timeline to Indigo Airlines also. They gave timeline. That is phase by phase. You can implement these things. But the reality was that Indigo, again, the blunder Indigo did was, Indigo has a very lean staff. Lean staff means they were not hiring much. Very lean. That is, if just a couple of pilots and let us say air hostesses, if they go on leave, flights used to get stranded. So earlier you would have seen these videos, flights getting delayed and all that. But recently why it has increased is it's a holiday season. Everybody is traveling. So what happened? All of a sudden, some crew went on leave. Many flights got delayed and then it had a cascading effect. One after the other. Because you cannot push the pilot, right? Okay, 3 hours you drove. Now another 10 hours you drive again. Then again 3 hours. You cannot do that. You have to give them a break in between. So that is the reason this whole mishap happened. Due date. Whose due date? How beginners start current affairs and make comment on current affairs. Just start it. That's it. Attend my class. Attend it regularly. Initially, you will feel there are so many topics. Just like when you read a newspaper, you are seeing so many new topics. You won't be able to understand anything. But give it some time. Current affairs to, if you are a beginner, it will easily take 3 to 4 months. Again, depending upon your grasp over and command over the English language. Due date. Oh, okay. Essay, right? Essay means pinky. Today it is December 6th. I'll give you 2 weeks time. Mind you, in this entire answer, again I'm telling you, I need concrete data. I need concrete laws. I need concrete examples. No hypothetical scenario, no general statement. There are so many issues in cyber world. What are the issues? You will give it proper example, proper statement. Consider this, it is called an essay. But consider yourself as an IAS officer or an IPS officer who is going to give a report to your senior. You must imagine yourself like that, and then only you should write. So your report should look like a government report, not something which a layman will write. An officer's report it should be. How did you prepare for SSC CGL maths? Kinda evil. Oof. First of all, let me tell you to all those people, don't keep these negative names even in your online names or whatever. Kind of evil, the devil, Satan, Lucifer. Don't do that. Words have power. Please understand. What you keep using, that is what you will attract. I have seen it around my life. Trust me, I am a little old. I have seen this. People who keep using a certain word or a certain sentence always in their life, they will attract that evil eventually. That is the reality. So please remove those names. The idea for SSC CGL, it is very simple. Go for online class, online tests. Join for any online test series. Take first test. There will be questions which you would have got wrong. There will be questions which you don't know. Maths I am talking about. Which are those chapters? So I used to refer Agarwal's maths. Maths book used to be there. That I used to refer and sit and study those chapters, by heart the formulas. Once I complete this exercise, then I will go to the second test. Then the third test, then the fourth test, and so on, like this. It is an essay. It is an essay, Ishika. You have to write it like an essay only. That is why I have not kept any word limit. Write it like an essay. Repeat the question again, Yogesh. Self-study strategy for 2027. Choose your optional first. Visit the PYQs. Find the topics which are asked most frequently. Prepare on those topics. Repeat the same thing for GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4, and even essay. Once you are done with all this exercise, then go for prelims preparation. Same exercise again. Start with the PYQs. Find out which chapters of which subject has been asked the most. Go to those chapters, study them. That is the strategy. Lekhana, this is basically for the CCA group. It is this exercise, a comprehensive current affairs batch. So the answers also what I showed you here, these answers are basically of my CCA students. For them only I am right now reviewing the answers as of now. So these are their answers actually, what they send to the group. So for there only I am reviewing it as of now. This was basically because somebody asked actually, sir, do you have a team to review the answers? Just to tell you and let you know that there is no team. Only I am the one who is reviewing it. in which age we should start earning money as early as possible. How to different perspectives in this, like I see a single news, but you connect it in different ways. See, that will come only with age and experience. And it is not necessary that you should have that in-depth level of analysis and understanding. That is not really required. For example, I have already told this earlier also. That is, after that whole Justice Verma issue happened, I said this in class also. After the Justice Verma issue, most of the judgments now that is coming from Supreme Court. It is mostly pro-center. So if you see, they are asking CBI to, why can't you make CBI to look into cyber crimes? And again, what is wrong in using Pegasus for internal security? Supreme Court is asking. So most of the judgments, and again asking, why don't you set up a, some unit or agency to take down harmful online content? So all of this clearly points at one thing, that it is like becoming increasingly pro-center. And again, Chief Justice of India actually saying that, yeah, we'll try to bring in National Judicial Appointments Commission. So all of this clearly shows things are moving in favor of center. But that analysis, if you really see, it is not really required from an exam perspective. That is really not required. That is an connect which I felt. That is, after that whole Justice Verma issue came, Supreme Court is not going and poking at the center. That we are supreme. You know, judiciary is trying to act like that. That we are supreme. We know everything. We are having control. Indirectly, I'm telling. Indirectly, judiciary interfering in everything. Even in matters of the executive. Alright, but nowadays you see, it is not so much. It is not so much. So this level of analysis or understanding, does an aspirant require? No, absolutely not. It is not at all needed. You need to only see, when anything comes, maintain a complete pro-government attitude. Now when I say pro-government, people will generally call me, oh, he is supporter of BJP. For the love of God, pro-government means you will be pro-central government, pro-state government, pro-panchayat, pro-municipality. Please understand. Because in our country, constitution is supreme. And constitution, who is the constitution? We the people have given it to ourselves on this date, this constitution. People. These are all elected representatives of the people. You will respect it. You have a problem with it also, you will use constitutional methods to protest against it. But when you are preparing for a government job, you don't have the luxury or liberty to constantly criticizing the government and then expect selection. Got the point here? You are not going to fetch anything. As I have told earlier, Congress is the most cleanest party in India today. Why? On whichever MPs or ex-MLAs, ED cases were there, today they have joined BJP. So which party are you going to support? A party which used to have thieves, or the current party who is harboring those thieves? So in politics, there are no permanent enemies and permanent friends. Please understand. You will be a fool to support one party against the other. Ultimately, all are mathematics. Every political party is only concerned about that 50% magic number, either in state legislative assembly or in the parliament. For that, they will form any alliance that is required. Any alliance. Please understand. So there is no point. You need to analyze anything, analyze it from political dimension, economic dimension, historical dimension, social dimension. That's enough. Pichapilla, you can. But the fact of the matter is, please read your NCRT once. Or if you're not doing that, at least visit the NCRT Polity series. Compilation is there in YouTube in PWOnlyIAS channel, which I have made. Please visit that video at least once. Because some simple sentences, they will pick it up from the NCRT and they'll make a question out of it. That is the reason. So if you, after reading Lakshmikant, at least try reading NCRT once. Any advice on AFCAT exams? Same advice. Visit the PYQs. See which are the areas which are most frequently asked. Again, focus on those areas which are tough for you. Sai Ganesh. Sai Ganesh, to answer your question, this whole thing, the only answer to how to reduce caste atrocity is, it's very, very simple. caste atrocities you want to reduce it completely, only one thing you have to do is universal primary education. That is the first and foremost thing necessary. Schools should be running properly. As simple as that. Where high caste, low caste people, etc., stand together. For example, sit together and study. For example, in Kerala, when the CPM party, the Communist Party, they formed the first elected government in Kerala, when they formed it, what they did was that the CPM party cadre leader, the workers will be there. They used to go to school and stand there as guards. Guards, they used to stand. They used to bring these lower caste children. They will say, you sit in the front bench along with the Brahmin. You will sit. Upper caste children, you will sit with them. They will tell the teacher also, you will teach them. Like that, they used to stand as guards in schools. So this they created, this environment they created, or what will happen? What will happen if I touch you? What will happen to you? So you must understand, at one point of time, Kerala had the worst forms of caste atrocities. The idea of pollution was there. Pollution means if I am from the upper caste, I see somebody of the lower caste, oh my God, I am polluted. That is the very sight of somebody from lower caste is polluted. So what should I do for that? I should go and take bath again. That is how it used to be. From that, it has come to this now. All because of what? Universal primary education. And to ensure that children will come to school, etc., later they ensured midday meal scheme were all implemented properly. That is the main reason. So the Kerala state government invested on education and later in health. As a result of which, what? Automatically, these caste-based atrocities, etc., started declining. Optional batch of optional public administration 2027 will launch. Currently, Sujit, there is an ongoing batch. December 1st onwards, it has started. If you want, you can join for that. That is what I would suggest you know. NCRT, which one? Any latest NCRT? What made you to prepare for IPS? I have no idea. Maybe some kujili, bad time, something came and bit me. Who knows? I have no idea. A nice lucrative job I was having, marine engineer. I remember for the first time when I went and came back, I had bought a $450 watch for my dad, $200 watch for my mom, $250 shoes for my brother. So 111 each expensive things I was buying, and then I suddenly felt money is not so important in life. Why? For what joy I felt it, I don't know. So I wanted to get into IPS. So that is how I started preparing for UPSC. Always had the craze for the uniform. I still have the craze. Even today I stare at it like how a child will stare at maybe a toy, a beloved toy. Like that I keep staring at it when I see a man in uniform. I still have immense respect for that service. Maybe a little more than military also. Not that I disrespect the military, but I have a little more higher respect for the cops. Military is external security. Remove the cops for one day, you will realize how important they are for the country, for the country's internal balance. So that is the point. How can I be fluent in English? Keep talking in English. Palak. See, Palak, I'll tell you something. Sometimes we don't know, right, who is sitting on the other end and what context they are asking it. Maybe sometimes the question is there to irritate me. Maybe the question is basically to poke me. Maybe the question is basically to make me say something stupid online and live. But what if these are genuine concerns or genuine queries? What if? That is a question. So that is the reason why I'm just trying to think. And many a times I feel that there are 15-year-olds, 16-year-old, 17-year-olds sitting there who have no idea about what life is, and they think that studying for UPSC is everything. So that is the reason I take the time out. Nothing other than that. Last 1%. How to be disciplined. Get into a job. Go for some job. The problem in our country is if a student goes abroad for foreign studies or whatever, they will post photographs. First day at job at MacD, first day at job at Pizza Hut. What, it's a lifetime's experience. Today I learned how to make pizza. Blah blah blah. They'll post it in Insta with full of pride, garv, and everybody will say, "Wow, proud Indian." Blah 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 blah. $1 million question: will you do that same thing in India? Are you ready to work in a fast food joint? Earn your money part time, at least after evening. Are you ready to work? Where you are learning a skill again, how to cook, how to handle the oil, what temperature, all of that. Are you ready to work? No, because you are worried about char log kya kahenge. That is the problem in our country. It is not that there is no job. There are jobs, but people are more worried about what? Log kya kahenge. That's the point. Oh. Why are you having such thoughts? Akhand IAS, how to score 95%? Sit and study. Other than that, what? Absolutely, Shika. Please use simple words and short sentences. The key to speaking or handling the English language is it is always about using simple words. Simple words, short sentences. This way, you can avoid grammar mistakes, avoid spelling mistakes. Thank you. Life advice you could like. Vijay Krishnan Raj. Busy IT. Keep yourself busy. That's what I would say again and again. The blunder, like I have always kept on telling, the blunder that I committed in my life, number one, I did not go for work after my first attempt. First blunder. Second blunder, did not prepare for other exams after my first attempt. That was a second blunder that I did. Third blunder, even when I was trying to prepare for other exams, my friends told me, hey, don't prepare. You are with this level of knowledge and all. Why will you prepare for banking? Like that they used to say. Don't ever think of yourself as you're some great, personality fallen from the sky. Don't ever consider yourself. Service kittatte ആദ്യം എന്നിട്ട് അഹങ്കാരം കാണിക്ക്. Service मिलो पहले, फिर दुरंकार या अहंकार, whatever you want to show, then you show. Before getting your service, don't try to show that attitude. So my friends used to tell me, you are having that IPS attitude. So automatically it comes right. You also start thinking about yourself. IPS. Yeah, 10 more push-ups. Yeah, it's good. Take your push-ups. But till you crack the service, don't try to consider yourself as a police officer or an IAS officer. That I already am. Because even if you consider like that, a good cop or a good IAS officer will always have a plan B, C, D, E, F, G. Get it very, very clear inside your head. Today when you are asking me, suicidal thoughts, how to be disciplined, these are all coming, why? Because you are not doing anything else in your life. You are somebody like me, largely, in the sense that if you don't have anything to do, you will make improper usage of your time. You will not do anything properly. That is what it means. You will not do anything properly. You will waste your time. But once you have that, this thing, that is, okay, I have to go there. I have to finish that work. Oh, then I have to, study for SSC. Oh, then I have to revise my UPSC. Your whole day is engaged. Then what happens? You don't have time. You don't have time to think anything. Yeah, I got it, Abhinay. I got it. All right. So, please keep yourself busy. Go start something, man. At least gang up with your friends and start a small shop. Start something. Do something where you are earning money, hard-earned money. Like properly from the sweat of your bro. Don't cheat anybody. Don't steal it from anybody. Earn your money. Let it be a small amount, 100 rupees, 200 rupees, but it is your own. നിന്റെ പൈസയാണ് ഖുദ് കെ കമായി നീ ഉഴച്ച് സമ്പാദിച്ചത്. That feeling, that kick is different. I'm telling you. Go for that. Automatically, all these thoughts will not be there. Eligible for UPSC. Yaar, Akhand, I am 38. From which angle? Wow. Wow. Palak, I am so happy to read that. You have cleared the HPAS mains and your current affairs guidance played a significant role. Thank you, sir. I am very, very... Oh, wow, wow, wow. I'm so happy to read that. Volti, I told you the same thing. You need to have a routine in your life. And if you are not, if you are somebody like me, where you cannot put a self-discipline, that is, itne baje utho, itne baje ye kaam karo, ye kaam karo. If you are not like that, get into a job. Get into a job. Or start enroll yourself for some course. Keep yourself busy. Great and all, I don't know. But yeah, all said and done. Today I can say I have a student literally in almost every part of the country today. If I cracked IPS, maybe I would have been confined to a district and in a state. So today I have a student everywhere. So that way, if I look at it, it's a win-win. Public administration classes have already started from December 1st. Software engineer trying to switch to banking, is it worth it? If you're talking about the nationalized banks, be ready for transfers. That is what I would tell you. Be ready for transfers, especially if you are in that officer level. You can get transferred anywhere. Be ready for it. And you can get a posting literally outside your state also, your home state. There is no guarantee that you should get your home state. You get your home state, great. Number one. Number two, what is your current package, your salary right now? If you do a few updation courses, will you stay relevant? Will you stay relevant? Can you improve it? That is the next thing. Safety is what you're looking for. Like, I don't want anybody to touch my job. I don't care about the money. Parents have made a house, etc. Or your parents are having enough bank balance, whatever, which will come to you later eventually. Then I would suggest go for banking. If money is not a main pressing concern, you're looking for stability more, predictability more, you're okay with moving around every 3 or 5 years, go for it. The session is over. What? Socially adaptive. What do you mean by socially adaptive? How to increase the socially adaptive, increasing confidence. One and the same thing I will tell you. Start taking care of your body. When you look good, you will feel good. So earlier I used to think that expensive clothes needs to be worn to look good. That's not the truth. When you start taking care, when you start eating healthy, you drink water on time, you are taking your push-ups regularly, your triceps will come out, your shoulder also will start bulging, your chest will pop out. At that time, if you wear any shirt, 100 rupee shirt also if you wear, it will look good. So I was exercising very religiously when I got my interview call. So most of my friends had purchased that time 5,000 to 6,000 rupees shirt. Egyptian cotton shirt and all. Even I also got inspired. I thought, okay, I will also go and buy. But then, auqaat ke bahar. It was beyond my means at that point of time. So then, I went and purchased for 2,000 rupees shirt, pant, tie, socks, belt. The entire thing. Shirt was for 250 rupees. But the day I walked in with the shirt, everything, after my interview was over, my friends were there in Tamil Nadu. So I was in Kerala Bhavan. That is where because I was from Kerala state, I was in Kerala Bhavan. My friends from Tamil Nadu, they were in Tamil Nadu Bhavan. So after my interview, I went to meet them. So they, as soon as they saw my shirt, they were like, hey, expensive shirt, from where? Which brand? And they saw they read the brand. I was like, which is this brand? I said, it is only 250 rupees. They really thought it was expensive. It was not. The only reason was because I was looking fit. I wore the shirt. The shirt stuck to my body. It was literally kissing my body and sitting there. So that is the bottom line. And that is when I started feeling confident about myself. I know this I cannot change. This is something which, for example, people are still calling me arrogant. Then what else? Arrogant, something and all they will call me. And Kadus, doesn't smile, all that. Can't change. Manufacturing defect. But below this is under my control. So that I need to take care of. That is the only thing to it. And the moment you start doing this, etc., this starts popping out right. You'll automatically feel confident. How to manage classes plus NCRT. Which government job to prepare for? MP, PSC and mother. Give MP, PSC, Komal. What is there to be so confusing about? Give your MP, PSC. What are you going to lose? How to manage classes plus NCRT reading and notes plus PW books. Triple H, what you need to do is ask the concerned faculty of the subject whether their book is, whether their notes is enough, or whether they should refer NCRT, whether you should refer PW books. Generally, most faculties will say stick to my notes. Then only read those notes. NCRT you read towards the end after you finish the subject. Ruksar, please give priority to your college. As and when you get time, you attend the class and take down the notes. You will have backlogs. You will miss certain classes, but it is okay. Right now in college, you should focus on it so that you get good marks there. Selected in state PCS last year, but feeling clueless currently. Please guide. Why don't you take up the job there? Please take it up. You got selected in PCS. Please take it up. You have already gone for 2 interviews. This was your 3rd mains. You couldn't clear it. That means you cleared 3 prelims. Subject knowledge is there. You are practically missing out on your mains writing. It has nothing to do with your, maybe your interview score is also involved. I'm not denying it. But larger share belongs to your lack of skill in writing. Nothing to do with knowledge. You have the knowledge. You don't have the skill. So sorry, people. Back to back knees game. Yeah. Harihar Sudan. Positive and nonchalant attitude. See, we always think that people will think about us. What will people will think about us? Trust me, nobody is thinking about us. Nobody. We are thinking about others. They are not thinking about us. Nobody is thinking. That is simple funda of life is for us, only we are there. The sooner you realize it, the better. In Malayalam movie is there, Oppam. Oppam means together. So it's a Mohanlal's movie. There is a dialogue in that movie. Sometimes all the loved ones whom we consider ours, they will leave us and go. Even after they leave us and go, we may have to live our life all alone, not knowing what purpose, why are we living, etc. That is life. Not that I got inspired from it, but sometimes my life events, when I look and when I sit and introspect, that is the one dialogue that keeps coming to me. So the moment you realize that you are alone, really alone in this world, whatever you consider yours is not really yours. These are all temporary relationships which will eventually end. Correct? One day, death is there for everybody. So then what do? You know only you are there. So you need to take care of yourself first. So you need to respect yourself first, love yourself first, which we don't do. No, we don't do. We are a society where we don't respect ourselves. We tend to respect other people more, love other people more, thinking that if I respect more, I love more, they will love us back. No, that is the reality. And when they don't love us back, then we will feel hurt. This is all that is there. Komal, please give the exam. Yeah. What are lie? Already discussed it in the class. Sanchari Sathi app. Ajay, please refer to the class, rewind and watch the class again. Running a slide code. Same reason everywhere. Pollution, construction, vehicles, same thing. Lack of greenery, global climate change, all of that. Combo batch. What do you mean by? I am not aware of that. Combo batch. Please contact PWOnlyIAS website and please contact the mentors there. I don't think it is a combo batch, it is a solo batch only. Optional courses are sold out separately. It is not that it is taken up like that. You just give a call to the PW mentors program. Maybe in the app it is showing like that, but take it up with the mentors there. Call them. They will give you a call back. You can join the optional courses separately. There is no necessity for taking up a combo. Need not make any notes for newspaper. How to do it? You practice at home. Environmental distraction. You believe in destiny. Optional new batch started. Yes, it has started from December 1st. I am useless, sir. Why, Purushottam? Who told you are useless? Yogesh, please contact the mentors. They will guide you for that. Every exam, one standard rule. Visit the PYQ. Find out the chapters from where most questions have come. Focus on that. You will be able to do well in JEE. As simple as that. There is no shortcuts to this. I keep telling the same thing, but nobody does it. I know. Even if I tell you 100 times, you are never going to analyze the paper. From my experience, I know less than 1% people only analyze the paper. And when they analyze it, they'll be like, sir, almost every topic is getting re-repeated. I'll be like, obviously. What, UPSC will take the question from the sky or what? India-China issue, India-US issue, India-Pakistan issue, inflation, internal security, terrorism, lack of development, lack of infrastructure, pollution. Same situation is there since the last 20 years. Same issues are running. It is the same issues that is happening. Maybe it is a COP30 today. Maybe it is a new technology today. But bottom line, if you look at the issue, whatever India is facing, what India is facing today, what India faced 20 years ago, it's the same. Nothing has changed. So the same thing applies for all your subjects also. Even with JEE, etc., the subjects, it is the basic thing is what? It's physics, chemistry, biology. It's all the same. Nothing has changed. The fundas remain always the same. So you just need to know which are the most important chapters and start learning it. You learn it from the YouTube, learn it from one standard book. Keep practicing maximum questions from that chapter. Keep practicing to the point where you know that chapter like the back of your hand. That's it. Write it in mains exam. Sakshi, you don't make a rough point. You don't get the time to make rough points in your mains answer in UPSC. That is the reason why I'm telling you, you need to practice the PYQs as much as possible so that the moment you see a question, for example, now to the students of my comprehensive current affairs batch, they know it better. 14 questions were there from one topic alone, gender equity, gender issues. So I made them write that. So I can see some are there very religiously they keep sending the answers. I can see that improvement from their first answer to their latest answer. I can see their thought process is changing. So what is the advantage there? Why am I making them right? So that next time when a gender issue based question comes, they are ready. They are like, okay, this is the intro that I will write. These are the datas that I will fill. These are the schemes that I will write towards my conclusion. They are very clear. There is no extra sheet, no question of extra sheet and all. You're not supposed to write anything in the margin. It is just like you see the question, you pounce. You pounce like a leopard or a lion on your prey. Like, arey yaar, I know this. Pada pada, you should start going. No time to think. It is a luxury to think and frame your answer. In a UPSC exam hall, where 250 marks worth questions you have to write in a span of 3 hours. So what is the only thing there? Practice. You know the topics. You know this is the intro I will write. This is the conclusion I will write. This is the scheme I will write. We'll keep writing. Simple. Sakshi, Hindi, even though I can read and write, I am not so good with it. I'm very sorry. Don't use it. As simple as that. Same thing. How to get rid of environment. See, even I am distracted. Please understand. It is not that I don't touch my phone. My wife keeps scolding me. You'll be there taking the class. Then you will sit with your laptop to prepare. Then again, you will sit with the phone. Then you will sit with the TV. I'll be like, some rest I need, right? So even I am addicted. But the fact of the matter is, I have other things to do. I don't compromise on my work and do that. Because why? My work is paying me. So you should also find some work which pays you. Say some tuition at least you take. So that at least for those hours you are away from your phone. Because tuition, if you have to take, one advantage is you have to prepare for it. Then you take the class. So automatically it brings a discipline into you. Do something, brother, or you will earn money. Something. Kuch to karo. Now handwriting, as long as you're able to read the handwriting, that is enough. Same thing, same thing. ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಜಯ್? Same question that is popping up again and again. Bad habits, lust, age, love, attraction. Vijay, Krishnan, Rajiv. Again, point is love yourself more first. I'm telling you again and again, take care of your physique. Especially if you are a boy, you should do it. Girls, why people will say, why sir, why are you not talking about girls? See, girls have a natural way. That is, their bodies are already so sensitive where anything they do a little wavered, even in diet or even in terms of whether, let us say, they are drinking or smoking, it will reflect in their monthly periods. It will reflect. Somehow it will get flushed out one way or the other. Not telling it is a foolproof system, no. But somewhere it gets balanced out. That doesn't mean you can drink or smoke. I'm not telling that. But I'm telling that it will show symptoms. So I have my friends again who smoke or drink or whatever occasionally. Doctors only have told them now, stop your drinking, stop your smoking because of your issues with in and around the uterus and all that. Gents don't have anything like that. That is the issue. So my point of telling to all the boys out there, don't drink, don't smoke, start exercising. I mean it. Please start it. You will at least learn. Don't ask me now, sir, what about Gandhi then? What about Stephen Hawking? There are many intelligent people who will ask me, what about Einstein? What about Stephen Hawking? You are not Gandhi. You are not Stephen Hawking. Understand. You also understand what is your own limitation. You are living in Indian society. What the point here? Stephen Hawking, if he would have born in Indian society, means, trust me, he would have committed suicide by now. So focus on your life first. What will you get by thinking about the past? Past is over. You're not going to fetch anything out of it. People who hurt you or people whom you hurt, they have all moved on. Who are still, stuck on the same page, you are only going to lose. You are losing the current time, the beauty of the current opportunities, the future opportunities. You are basically denying them both from blessing your life. Glad to hear that, Abhinaya. Same questions again and again. Past habits, bad habits, everything the same thing, people. Love yourself, take care of yourself. No to alcohol, no to cigarettes. Exercise every day. Minimum 50 push up. Burn. This much you do. The rest will fall in place. As simple as that. All right. All right. Let's call it a day then. Take care, people.